Oh, okay.
We're live. We're live. Shabbat, everybody. Thank you
Shah
for tuning
Shabbat.
in.
Shah
So
Shabbat.
Shabbat.
Khan, thank you
Yes,
for
sir.
tuning in again for another Saturday Q&A with the brothers over at Ambassadors of Christ. And let's see what's going on. Happy Shabbat.
All right, Shah. So it's let's see what the
Shabbat.
question is. We got to take the first one, right?
Hey, it's your Shabbat. May the Most High bless and keep each and every one of y'all. All right, we're gonna do it like we did last week. But how's everybody doing out here in YouTube land? But yeah, how's everybody doing? How was your week? And also put one in the chat if you can hear us. And we're gonna take questions from the comment section. Some
Now,
questions
first,
we
we're gonna take the
might not
first
answer.
question, or we're gonna take the best question.
We're gonna take the best question. Yeah, we're
Okay.
gonna take the best question. Yeah, we're gonna take the best question.
Oh, the sisters turning up in droves.
Yeah,
Sisters got the brothers beat today.
Oh yeah, they coming in.
oh,
Yeah, we got Mother Bathia, we got Sister Treese Carson, we got Kana. The brothers popping in. We got the brother Roderick Hernandez,
Con,
uh,
D
Treese.
Miller.
D Miller, Fresh Prince Amari, and we got the brother out of Cleveland, and the brother said, Salaki not out of Cleveland, but the brother said Israel Abaya, and we got Boogaloo in the building. Come,
Shalom. Shar Shabbat.
Roderick said he sent the question though.
Right. Salakia, brothers and sisters. We don't have access to the email right now, so if you did send a question to the email, we're not going to be able to see it. So if you could kindly just drop it in the chat. Baba Kasha.
I guess they can hear us though.
Tom.
John.
Shalom and Shah Shabbat Mashpaka.
If the brother hey Roderick Hernandez, go ahead and drop your question. The question you had, send it in, drop it in the chat or the comment section. The sister say she at work. Con.
Con.
Shah Shabbat, everybody.
Con. At least you're tuning in for for this nice Q&A here.
Con, y'all could have been anywhere else on the Shabbat, but we thank y'all and we praise to the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushua for y'all tuning in with us. Y'all be turning up in the chat, man. Y'all be making it live. That's why we like to engage y'all.
I'm telling you, somebody gonna hit us with a good one, man.
Yeah.
I can already feel it.
Here we go. From my understanding, we are only to worship the Father Yahweh, or he says Yahweh, and not the Son Yahweh Shai. I'm a little confused and just needed clarification on Hebrews 1 and 6.
Is it Hebrews chapter 1, verse 6?
Con. I'll pull it up on the screen. Hold on, slack you.
I'll read if you want me to.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Chief Priest and them when they let me know when they're ready. I got it. I'll read.
Con.
No,
Okay, this is Hebrew chapter 1, verse 6. And again, when he bringeth in the first begotten into the world, he saith, let all the angels of the Most High worship him.
Read that again.
Okay. Okay, Hebrews 1 and 6. So his question is in Hebrews 1 and 6.
Okay.
And again, when he bringeth in the first begotten into the world, he saith, and let all the angels of Yahweh worship him. So his question is right there on the chat. I guess his question is he says, from my understanding, we're only to worship the Father, Yahweh, and not the Son, Yahweh Shai. I'm a little confused and just needed some clarification on Hebrews 1 and 6. Okay, we got a lot of questions in here coming up.
Woo. Okay.
What can of worms did we open up?
Ain't no we. It's
Yeah,
you.
Con,
You
Con
called
is
it.
right.
Ain't no
Oh,
we.
now you passing the buck on. I hear you.
Is that basically 1 Timothy 2 and 5 though? As far
Right.
as like, you know.
What happened?
Yeah, the one God and one mediator con. Yeah, that's a good one.
Go into
Okay.
that.
Okay. Let me get it. I got it on my screen, so I'll just do it like that.
You gonna share it? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, this is the This is the book of 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 5. For there is one God and one mediator between God and men, the man Jesus Christ,
Right.
the Mashiach Yahushua.
There's one mediator. And what does a mediator do? Basically, a mediator is like a lawyer. So the Most High is the judge, Yahweh Shai is the lawyer, and we're the defendant. So Yahweh Shai is the mediator. So we got to go to the mediator so he can speak to the Father on our behalf. He will speak to the Father on our behalf, like Hebrews 12 and 24.
Also, what's that? There's a scripture that says, all dominions and all powers and everything is subject to Yahweh Shai, because the Most High put him over everything. So even the angels are subject to Yahweh Shai because he was the firstborn of creation. So he gets that, the Most High put him on a level where we have to acknowledge him. It doesn't mean that,
So here's what I got to say. Let me read out 1 Chronicles 29 and 20. Because the question is, he's saying, from my understanding, we're only to, worship the Father and not the Son, right? Yahweh Shai. So my question is, can we find anywhere in the scriptures of an Israelite being worshipped? Because the question is, are we only supposed to worship the Father and not the Son? Well, I got something for you real quick. And let me just pull my screen share up real quick.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, because we got to ask ourselves this then. If we're not supposed to only worship the Father and not worship Yahweh Shai, then what do we got right here? This is 1 Chronicles 29 and 20. And David said to all the congregation, now bless Yahweh thy power. And all the congregation blessed the Lord, Yahweh of their fathers, and bowed down their heads and worshiped the Lord and the king. So when we're looking at this, we got to understand something. Yes, we're supposed to worship the Most High. But when we're looking at that comparison with King David in that scenario in Chronicles, it's okay to pay reverence to our kings. We're paying reverence to our leadership. It's like the scripture said, to a great man. So when we're looking at this whole scenario, Yahweh Shai was a prophet. He was the son of the Most High. So when he came on the earth, he had the same position as King David did, as we just saw in Chronicles. So when we're worshiping Yahweh Shai, it's a difference between how we worship Yahweh Shai, if that makes any sense.
Well, you hit the nail right on the head, King. Because the first thing we probably need to do is we need to start at what's the definition of the word worship.
That's right.
We should probably start there.
And I got it. I got it right here.
Yeah, but like you just said, the word reverence comes into that. So read what one of the definitions, the one I'm looking for anyway. I don't remember it off top.
This is in the Greek, it's proskineo, and it means To prostrate or to do homage, to pay homage. It makes to make obeisance.
Basically reverence.
Yeah.
Basically
Right, reverence. Exactly.
To a divine being or to a God, a Godhead. And since he is
Or
part of the Trinity, did not the Most High put all things and give Christ all authority? Did he give Yahweh Shai all authority? Gonna lie.
Go on.
And let's not be foolish. They did worship Yahweh Shai. Matter of fact, remember in Matthew 2, when he was a baby, what did the Magi do when they first seen him? Didn't they bow down and worship him and give him gifts? So they did do that. But like the king said, there's a difference in the type of worship.
Yeah.
There's a difference. Because even though the Most High, even though Yahweh Shai got all authority in heaven and earth, he still was created by the Most High. So you still, and I know that's going to be hard to hear, but you go back to the creator and the creature.
All right.
The Most High is straight up the top, the Godhead. And then there's Yahweh Shai, the heavenly and earthly king. So there is a type of difference. There is a difference in the type of worshiping that you would give reverence. Let's just say, let's use the word reverence. There is a type of reverence that you would give to Yahweh Shai than you would give to the Most High. Because even Yahweh Shai himself said, look, if you want anything from the Father, you got to ask it in my name and you'll receive it.
God.
So
we got.
What are we going through the middleman? Are we making Yahweh Shai the middleman then? No, not at all. We're paying the proper reverence, or as he said in the Greek, the proper homage. To not only what he's done, but who he is and his position in the Trinity.
So if we look at our home situations, just say if you came from a household of great men and you got a great lineage of men, historical men in your family, from your great grandfather, from your father to your grandfather to your great 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 grandfather, they worship those men. Why? Because they pay homage to those men and tell you the things that they suffered for you. Now, does that mean that's idolatry? No, that's not the same thing. And another example of that is when we can look at Exodus, look at Exodus 14 and 31. And it reads, and Israel saw the great works which the Lord did upon the Egyptians. And the people feared the Most High and believed the Most High and his servant Moses. Same thing. The same way y'all always ask us where General Hashar and stuff like that. And we're not comparing General Hashar to Yahweh Shai. Don't get that twisted. But we're talking about paying homage and reverence.
Righteously.
Yeah, exactly. That's what made Yahweh Shai. Even to this day, some people say folklore, mythology. He was a giant. Just like when we were reading the scriptures and talking about those men that were giants, those men of renown. And Yahweh Shai was very known. Even to this current generation that we're still talking about. That's how we worship him, paying homage and reverence to him, and understanding that he died for our nation.
Matthew 21. Can we go to, let me see if that's the right one I'm looking for.
Conrad, one, let me know.
Before and follow Christ. Yeah, can we go to 21, Matthew 21 and 9?
Con.
Wait, let me find the other one. Let me see if that one links up with it, because I might be wrong here. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. 12.
Right. We also gotta remember that Yahweh Shai, he has to make the intercession between us and the Most High.
Yeah.
So we gotta go to Yahweh Shai with our petition, just going towards the Most High.
Okay, pretty much says the same thing. So I don't think we got to go to both of them, but we can if you want. Read 21, Matthew 21 and 9, and then if you want to go to John 12 and 13, but they pretty much says the same thing.
Hey, grab John 12 and 13 on Barak or Ashia. All right, so I got it on the screen right now, and Barak. Barak, real quick. You know, me and you, we can both do the screens, jump in between the screen share, so you can pull yours up on the screen as well. So this is Matthew 21 and 9.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, this is a heavy hitter right here. Matthew 21 and 9. And the multitudes that went before and that followed cried, saying, Hosanna, to the Son of David. Blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Most High. Hosanna in the highest.
Now, is that not worship? Because remember, if you look at loosely what the word Hosanna is, that's a form of adoration, an expression of adoration. And the crowds was saying that to him. Blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord. Hosanna in the highest. Is that not a form of worship? But now, were they worshiping him over the Most High? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But that's a form of worship. All through the Bible, Yahushua was worshipped. But the worshiping is different. There's a difference in the type of worshiping that we're talking about. Because if the Most High said from heaven, yo, this is my son, hear ye him, well, how are we going to go back to the Most High? We got to go through him. We got to, because the chief priest just said he's what? The mediator. That doesn't deserve our adoration. That doesn't deserve our expression of worship. Remember, we're worshiping him based on who he is, what he came to do, and his position in the Godhead. We're not worshiping him as God, as the highest. But look at the titles that was bestowed on him all throughout his life. Even as a kid, even as a baby. We just read Matthew 21:9. So we're not looking at it as it's a difference between worshiping earthly men, because the king hit on a good thing too. When we look at our fathers, that is a form of worship, because guess what? Our fathers are supposed to be who? In the earthly Godhead. Our fathers are supposed to be, if they're righteous, a representative of the spiritual power.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be an earthly representative, because guess what? Yahushua was the earthly representative of the heavenly power and the Most High. That's why he came to earth. One of the reasons why he came to earth, flesh and blood. That he was the physical manifestation of the heavenly power.
And same thing with our ancient forefathers.
Yeah. So you can. He does deserve that worship. Now we can't get it twisted on what type of worship we're talking about.
And I got a scripture. Deuteronomy 4.
Hold on, Aisha. Let
Barak.
Should we go into
that?
I mean, it's saying the same thing. Should we go into it? All right, let's read it real quick, Barak. John 12 and 13. Let's read it. I mean, since we're already here.
This is the book of John, chapter 12, verse 13. Took branches of palm trees and went forth to meet him and cried, Hosanna, blessed is the King of Israel that cometh in the name of the Most High. And Mashiach Yahushua, when he had found a young ass, sat thereon, as it is written, fear not, O daughter of Zion. Behold,
that was it. That was it. I just wanted you to go through that to show that, because these books are given the same story from a different perspective. So you can see that they understood that as well. They understood the worship of Yahushua as well.
Right.
Even when y'all remember when he came back, when he when they were going to tell about the resurrection, when he resurrected and he met them on the way, did they not worship him then? You can go to the scripture and read it if you want, but they worshiped him then. So there is a he definitely is deserving of that worship, because of where he is placed, because of who he is, because of what he is and has and will do, and who he is to the Father, the only begotten. Ain't nobody else ever got called that. And we're all sons and daughters of the Most High.
God, that's why I was going to bring out Deuteronomy.
Yeah, bring it out. Bring it out.
Go ahead and grab it, Barak. Grab it for me.
What you want?
Deuteronomy 4, verse 7. it says, for what nation is there so great, who hath God so nigh unto them, as the Lord our God, in all things that we call him upon him for? And Yahweh Shai, we know that he had the Most High super close to him. That's why his name was prophesied Emmanuel, God with us.
Con.
So the same way that we get a certain a portion of that, because the Most High said that the nations will look upon us with like such reverence and pay homage to us.
Well, there you go.
You know, so
and Barak, give me John 20 and 28. I'm gonna show you, because then we got to ask ourselves a question. Well, get that first, and then I'm gonna ask the question. It won't be a banger. It's an easy one. Matter of fact, it's a rhetorical question, actually. So John 20 and 28. Let me see where I want you to start at. No, 20. Start at 26, 28 and 26.
This is the book of John, chapter 20, verse 26. And after 8 days again, his disciples were within, and Thomas with them. Then came Hamashiach Yahushua.
Salak. Hey, you know what? Salak, man. I go to 24. Start at 24. My bad, Salak. Start at 24. Okay. I'm just trying to get a gist of where Thomas was after he saw what he saw. Because who was Thomas? What was he known for? He didn't believe. He was, hence the saying.
Doubting Thomas.
Doubting Thomas.
We kind of slow today, ain't we?
I thought you were asking the question for the chat.
Yeah, nah.
God.
Right, let's do it. Let's do 20 and 20. Start at 24.
This is the book of John, chapter 20, verse 24. But Thomas, one of 12, called Didymus, was not with them when Yahushua came. The other disciples therefore said unto him, We have seen the Most High. But he said unto them, Except I shall see in his hands the print of the nails, and put my finger into the print of the nails, and thrust my hand into his side, I will not believe. Verse 26. After 8 days again, his disciples were within, and Thomas with them. Then came Yahushua, the doors being shut, and stood in the midst, and said, Peace be unto you. Then said he to Thomas, Reach hither thy finger, and behold my hands, and reach hither thy hand, and thrust it into my side, and be not faithless, but believing. And Thomas answered and said unto him, My Lord and my God.
See that? Is that not a form of reverence and worship? Now the question is,
hold on a second. Salak, I don't want Salak. Tribe of Judah. I'm going to address this, and I'm going to address this one time.
I was about to go there too, King. I was getting ready.
We're not coming on this platform here in AOC Ambassadors of Christ and bash nobody's school, no matter what they believe in, what they think, and how they feel. This is what we're not doing here.
Con. Hey, straight up, I was just going to address that real quick. I didn't want to interrupt the brother's flow, but let me just grab a couple of precepts real quick, bro. Because over here, man, we ambassadors. Kari is our brothers. All the brothers out here labeling in the trenches and in the spirit and sincerity, them are our brothers, man. We don't do the camp banging over here, man. I guess you didn't know we used to be part of a conglomeration called the Maccabees Alliance Council, right? So just real quick, man. It says Proverbs 10 and 18. He that hideth hatred with lying lips, and he that uttereth a slander is a fool. So, brother, I'm not calling you specifically a fool, but don't come over here with that slander. We don't want to hear it. If you got personal issues with your brothers, I beseech you, brother, to go ahead and try to work that out and forgive them brothers. Even if y'all can't reconcile or whatever the situation is, just don't bring it over here, man, because we like to keep our camp clean, and we don't do that camp bashing, man. No camp banging allowed, man.
Good.
I saw that.
We got bigger enemies. We got bigger fish to fry.
Right. He should have been on last night's class.
Right. Talk to him.
Right. Come on, this is ridiculous. White man, this is the same thing that happened when we got talking over about Moab. When you read in the book of Josephus, we're busy fighting and slandering.
Oh boy, here we go. Let me just finish this point because I know you see it in the chat, in the comments.
What's that? What's that? I'm looking right there.
Oh man.
Yeah, I seen it. I mean, it's that same comment, you know.
What is it? Shaka? Is it T pronounceable or no?
Oh, Tashaka, yeah, that's Shaka. Yeah, Shaka.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Shaka.
Woo!
This one right here.
Yeah.
And then I bet Angelina Vega too had the same type of thing.
Yeah, okay. So it says, I have witnessed an intense exchange the other day. Question: is sex laying with a woman make her your wife? If so, is there a need for a divorce decree or a letter?
Why is there?
And let's see, because there's two questions, and I think they kind of go together. So let's see what this other one is. Is sex marriage or not? It's very confusing because the brother says it is, and I feel it's his way to keep me from being with a brother in the truth. Okay, so yeah, them kind of questions go together.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, we actually had other questions before that, but we'll address. Go ahead and handle that. Okay, so is laying with a woman make her your wife? If so, why is there a need for a divorce decree or a letter, book, chapter, and verse? And then she says, is sex marriage or not? It's very confusing.
All right. Hey, you know we don't shy away from nothing, man. You know how that do. Woo.
I mean, it's simple. I mean, we already know that once you lay down with a woman, that's the wife.
Yeah, we gotta prove that though. We gotta, because Scripture says prove all things, so they want to see it.
Come on.
Tell me where to go, King.
Yeah. But address it while we looking, because there's certain ones you gotta actually get, man.
So
gotta go to your house as well too.
Now, what you're asking is a divorce, right? That's when you want to make it, because that's not even supposed to happen. Like once you get married, you're not supposed to. The Most High said He hates divorce, so that's when you gotta at least make it known, because that's not even supposed to happen according to the law.
If sex isn't marriage, then we got to bring up what Yahweh said in John 4:18 real quick.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, let's see here.
See, John.
All right.
Talking about the woman with the 5 husbands, Con.
Yeah. This is the one I was trying to get my sister to understand.
John 4:18.
I mean, I can read it. I can read. Let's go to 15. Let's go to 15. Yeah, I'll bring it out.
No, okay, go ahead.
Okay, Con. This is the book of John, chapter 4 and 15. The woman saith unto him, Sir, give me this water, that I thirst not, neither come hither to draw. And Yahweh said unto her, Go, call thy husband, and come hither. The woman answered and said, I have no husband. Yahweh said unto her, Thou hast well said, I have no husband, for thou hast had 5 husbands, and he whom thou hast is not thy husband, in that thou saidest thou truth. So I mean, what's going on here is that just like you have a boyfriend, right? But that's really in actuality your husband. You know, that's kind of like you have 5 boyfriends, you know, but when you get married, that's going to be your first husband. But in actuality, you really had 5 husbands, you know. So I know that you know, we like to play this game in America when we talk about that boyfriend girlfriend type of thing, and we learned it from a young age. But in actuality, you know, it's saying here in the scriptures that Yahushua said that the people that she's had relationships with in the past, regardless of title, were in fact her husbands.
Right, because she, if you look at it, Yahushua is pretty much telling her that in these scenarios for the 5 husbands, what was she doing? In fornication, adultery. Why? Because she went from man to man, meaning she opened up her quiver to receive his arrow. You're in her quiver, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, sex itself is part of the process, but there are other steps that go along with it. You got the ceremony, you got the portion where, actually, I just seen this the other day. Give me a second. Let me digress real quick. I just seen this. Give me a second. Because you got to think about it. We got examples in the Bible where the marriages were arranged. Let me think. Was it with let me think. I'm trying to remember. Was it Isaac? You know, Isaac and Rebecca? I believe it was Rebecca. Let me see if I can find that real quick.
Yeah, come.
Let me see if I can find that real quick. Was that Rebecca? Yep, in Genesis 24. Genesis 24. And let me just see where I want to start at.
Okay.
Because, you know, like I'm not, you know, it's a process that goes with it.
Yes.
You know, just like you got the courtship, you got the parents meeting, the exchange of gifts, dowries, and things of that nature. So let me just go ahead and find out where I want to go. Yeah, it's right. Where do I want to go? Where do I want to go? Okay, so this is dealing with Abraham and dealing with Isaac before he actually touched, seen, or even met his wife Rebecca, right? Let me see where I want to start at. All right, made his camel to the city of water. Then our masters, for the daughters and never come to pass. Hold on, I'm sorry, Salakia. Just was in this the other day. Okay, okay, so I'm gonna start up in Genesis 24:15, right? And it says, and it came to pass before, yeah, grab that real quick. So this is one of Abraham's servants going to follow orders of Abraham in regards to finding a wife for Isaac, right? So this is before Isaac and Rebecca met. I mean, Isaac and Rebecca met, right? Because they had never laid eyes upon each other. They hadn't been in the went into the chamber or anything. This is just the righteous process, or how we should begin a marriage, or how they did it back in biblical times, right? And let me know. So let me see. All right, this is on Genesis 24:12, and he said, "O Lord, O Yahweh, thy power of my master Abraham, I pray thee, send me good speed this day, and show kindness unto my master Abraham. Behold, I stand here by the well of water, and the daughters of men of the city come out to draw water." So pretty much, he was on a mission to go find a wife for his master's son, right? And he said, "And let it come to pass that the damsel to whom I shall say, let down thy pitcher, I pray thee that I might drink, and she shall drink. Say, drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. Let the same be she that thou hast appointed for thy servant Isaac, and thereby shall I know that thou hast shown kindness unto my master. The brother's prayer, right? And it came to pass before he was done speaking, that behold, Rebekah came out and was born to Bethuel, the son of Milcah, the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother, with her pitcher upon her shoulder. So it's going to go right through the process of this thing that he prayed about. He's going to see Rebekah. He's going to see how she was a virgin, she was beautiful, and she was all these things. So, like you, somebody just fell off the stream. Give me a second. Oh, that was Chief Priest Shah. Okay. So, let me get back there. So pretty much this is the whole process, right? This is the whole thing of when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. A lot of times these were prearranged marriages set up by the fathers, right? Just to keep the laws of the Most High, right? So at the servant question, whose daughter art thou? Tell me, I pray thee, in their room of thy father's house to lodge in, right? So I'm going to drop down some more. I want to get down to, I think, about 41. Where was it? Where am I at? Slakia.
You were by 15. I know that Awkward just put up 67 where
Right,
Isaac
that's what I was looking at. I'm
okay.
right now.
Yeah, 64 and 67 he was saying. So the water auto. Water auto.
And all right, so right now, let me see. Actually, I want to go up a little higher. This is exactly where I was, right? So in this scenario, this brother, the servant, he brought gifts, he brought all these things. He got a commitment out of the mother and father. And they pretty much said, hey, if the damsel will go with you, then she shall be his wife, right? So Rebekah agreed, right? There was communication before the families, before they even actually met, right? And verse 55, it says, and her brother said, and her mother said, let the damsel abide with us a few days, at least 10. After that she shall go. And he said unto them, hither me not, seeing the Lord has prospered my way. See me a way that I might go to my master. And they said, we will call the damsel and inquire her mouth. So that there was communication between the family, and the family brought the information to Rebekah, and then they gave Rebekah the option, or let her make her decision. And they called Rebekah and said unto her, wilt thou go with this man? And she said, I will go. And they sent away Rebekah, their sister, and her nurse, and Abraham's servant and his men. And they blessed Rebekah and said unto her, thou art our sister, be thou the mother of thousands of millions, and let thy seed possess the gate of those which hate thee, right? So I'm going to drop down. And it says, and Rebekah arose and her damsels, and they rode upon the camels and followed the man. And the servant took Rebekah and went his way. And Isaac came from the way of the well, Lahorai, for he dwelt in the south country. And Isaac went out to meditate in the field at the evening time, and he lifted up his eyes, and behold, the camels were coming. And Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she lifted off the camel, and it goes on and on and on. And Isaac brought her, and 56. And the servant told Isaac all the things that he had done, meaning the arrangement, the exchanging of the gifts, the communication with the families, the communication with the young lady, right? And then Isaac brought her into her mother's house, into his mother's Sarah's tent, and took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he loved her, and Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. So there was a process leading up to the sex, but even if they would have had sex in between that time, there's still a process that can still be followed, like we see what happens in America.
Come.
Anybody else got anything on that?
Well, the sister was just saying that she's trying to live as righteously as possible and all that type of stuff. So that's right. Good. That's good. That's definitely good.
Chief Priest, y'all got anything?
Oh,
there he is.
Well, the thing is with that, man, we got to look when we go back to see, this is a touchy thing when you start dealing with marriage and divorce and all this other kind of stuff, because you got to remember, you always got to keep that in context of what was going on at the time. Now, when you look at the time of the time of Yahushua, when he was here walking the earth, our people was wilding out. That's why he corrected them, because our people was wilding out. The chief priest and the temple was making it so you could divorce your wife for anything. If you ain't like the way she dressed, divorce, bill of divorcement. if she walked too hard on the ground, up bullet divorcement. And in the beginning, the Most High didn't make it that way. The way the Most High made it out, and we go back into the Old Testament where he talks about where, how he made male and female, made them both, and they became one flesh and all of this other kind of stuff. That's the way it was supposed to go down. That's the way it was supposed to be. You're supposed to be dealing with it. But at that time, the people were going off because they were being led by the chief priest, who was just, they were just basically selling out their office, and they were just making anything goes. The traditions of men, like, hey man, look, if your wife, if I don't like the kind of dress she's wearing, nah, I'm not with that. But now remember, to keep it in context, if we go back to the time of Moses, what did Moses said about giving your wife a bill of divorcement? That was permissible. Now, if Moses had gotten the law from the Most High must have been okay with that under certain circumstances, or else he would have checked Moses like, nah, that ain't what I said.
Right.
So we you know what? Let's
Hey, Bun.
Let's go into it.
Hey, Bun, even going all the way back then, look at Adam and Eve. He didn't give Eve a bill of divorcement, and she went beyond measure.
That's a rough one.
But he should have.
That's a rough one. Let's go to Deuteronomy 24 and
Hey, one of the brother's follow-up question was, because I
What?
guess his other follow-up question was talking with the brother Shaka. What if she commits adultery? So I guess more or less his question is really centered more around about what does sex mean marriage, and then what if a woman commits adultery?
well, I mean, you remember what Yahushua said. He said because of the hardness of their heart that he permitted the divorcing, but it was also stated that if you put away your wife, save for the if it's other than adultery, then he had an issue with that. But you got to balance that out too, because we could show where there are other reasons that things go on that way. So you got to kind of keep that in context and balance that out too. But he basically wanted to state that adultery thing because that was a real abomination according to the Most High. But he also was addressing all the petty stuff that these brothers was doing. Because what you do when you get a wife, what happens? You go ahead, you get this woman, right? You court this woman, right? You go to her father, right? You pay this, you ask for her hand in marriage, you pay the dowry. Now remember what you're doing. Now you taking, if that father is elderly, you taking that woman out of his house, his daughter out of his household. That's his bread and butter. That's how he gets, he's being taken care of by his daughter. So that was a serious thing in the eyes of the Most High. You just ain't gonna get no woman and then just bounce on her because you ain't like what she was wearing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you had to keep that in context as to what these dudes was doing. And that's why the Most High put it out there from the beginning. But let's go to Deuteronomy so I can give you a better understanding of.
Pull it up, bro. Go ahead.
So that was Deuteronomy. What did
Chapter
I say?
24.
4 and
24.
Start at. Let me see. Start at. You know what? Is it one I want? One is what I want, right? I believe one is what I want. Yeah. Let's hold on.
Yeah, 24 and 1.
Yeah, let me go. Yeah, let's start at 24 and 1. You know, when you get old, man, you start forgetting. Let me get 24 and 1, man.
And that's why I'm here for you, Bun.
I appreciate you. Mr. Dictionary. I appreciate you.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 24 and verse 1. When a man hath taken a wife and married her, and it came to pass that she find no favor in his eyes, because he hath found some uncleanliness in her, then let him write her a bill of divorcement and
Now
give it.
this is coming from the law, the law that the Most High gave Moses, right? But they took this law and just completely went buck wild with it. And all during that time. And it was Yahushua who, when he came up on the scene, checked them on that. Because remember, that was just common practice at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So he came in and he checked. So it wasn't like they were totally they were totally off the mark in the way that they were doing it. But it tells us here, we go all the way to the beginning now. We're not talking about, let's forget about the time of Yahushua and what they were doing before then. We going all the way back to the law, dealing with the law of Moses, where this came out of his own mouth. Hey, when a man have taken a wife and married her, and it come to pass that she find no favor in his eyes because he has found some uncleanness in her, then let him write her a bill of divorcement and give it in her hand and send her out of her house. However, keeping that in context, you got to have some real serious uncleanness.
Right.
Notice that's how he only ever mentioned adultery, because that was the biggest of the abominations. But there were other things, because how many times we go in the scriptures and we see about a loudmouth woman, about a woman, a wicked woman, about this, about that, about how many times we go in there and see those type of women, the Jezebel spirit and all that kind of stuff. So you got to keep it in context. Yes, did the Most High start off wanting us to be divorcing our wives? No. Are there reasons that it can righteously be done to this day? Yes, it can be.
Okay. I got one to go exactly what you just read. Because when they're talking about it, he found some type of uncleanness, and go to Deuteronomy 22 and 13.
Yeah, let me see. I don't know how I missed that.
And just real quick, hey, we just I don't know if y'all seen that comment in the chat. We got somebody on the other side of the earth trying to get some smoke and all of that. We ain't playing that with you today, brother. I'm not gonna even see your name, man. I already know what you're doing. I see you on all of that, son. That brothers, man. We're not doing that with you, brother, man. Enjoy the Shabbat, man. Peace and blessings.
Right.
Shalom, man. Just praise the Most High, keep the Shabbat. We're not on that with you. Right. It says, so there's no link. Oh, I forgot I'm blocked over here. Brother, you ain't blocked. That's all in your mind. But y'all serve Yahweh, though, huh? Brother, have a chill pill, man. Have a Coke and a smile, and enjoy your Shabbat, man, with your family, brother.
He don't got no wife.
Right.
We got too much time.
Right. You shouldn't have divorced her.
Right. Straight up, man. I don't know why cats be doing that, man.
Yeah.
I do, but we ain't allowed to say it on the Shabbat, but I know why.
Right. But you don't hear our name and drama and all that, man. We don't be all on that social media back and forth, being Facebookalites and YouTuberites, beefing and battling and trying to chop brothers' head up and sounding like the straight nigga kingdom.
Yeah, I know. Get some time on the job. Get some time on the job for you come after us. Get some time on the job first.
Right.
We don't do that. We don't get involved with that, man.
Right. He one of them Old Testament brothers. I ain't gonna say his name. He's he's known. He's very known. He's just one of them Old Testament brothers. So he's trying to come after Yahushua.
You know what's crazy? I'm glad we chose this question to take, these questions to take, because that was gonna be my question based on that sect. But I'm glad that didn't work. It didn't turn out that way. Wouldn't have been nothing, wouldn't have been nothing nasty, nothing. Just certain things that I even wonder about them.
Right.
And we get.
Yeah, you're right, Shaka. We know who he is, and the thing about it is, Shaka's from another school. Shaka don't agree with everything with us over here. That's my man. That's my bro. But we have unity. We understand we got to come together, and regardless of whether we agree or not, we sharing information to edify ourselves and grow. Right. We're not trying to beef with each other, man. And all that nonsense, man.
And it's crazy. We all know Old Testament brothers, and we don't even riff and beef with them. We get when you're coming back to our school again. Y'all gonna come to one of our services again. This is what we get. This is what we give off. Not the strife and envy and the malice and the. Come on.
Right.
Gun. We're not with that, man.
Deuteronomy 22 and 13.
Gun on the one gun.
Going along with what Chief Abunariah brung out. Chief Priest Abunariah brung out in Deuteronomy 24.
God, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 13. If any man take a wife and go in unto her and hate her, and give accusations of speech against her.
Right.
And
So
bring
now
up-
he lay down with his wife. He lay down, go on to her, and he gave an occasion of speech against her. Oh, this woman is wicked. This woman did this. Oh, she's not a virgin. Oh, she's this, she's that. How you didn't know all this stuff besides her not being a virgin before you lay down with her? None of us brothers or sisters, we neglect to do our homework when we courting somebody.
Hmm.
Go ahead.
Come and bring up an evil name upon her, and say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found her not a maid.
Right. She wasn't a virgin. Go ahead.
Then the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity unto the elders of the city in the gate.
Because why? When a woman lay down with a man for the first time, what does the father do? They give them, the father and the mother give them a white sheet for them to perform their lovemaking on, and what? The blood of her virginity will be on the sheet. And then you give it back to the father, and the father keeps it. That's why it says the token of her virginity. Go ahead.
Verse 16, and the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hateth her. And lo, he hath given occasions of speech against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maid.
Right. He was just broadcasting it everywhere. Go ahead.
And yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity.
So
And
go ahead.
And they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city.
So they spread the cloth before the elders of the city that they performed on. Go ahead.
And the elders of that city shall take that man and chastise him.
Why? Because the token of her virginity was on the sheet. So he's speaking ill of this sister for no reason. Well, his reason being he got what he wanted. Now he's ready to bounce. But it ain't happening like that. Go ahead.
Verse 19. And they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver, and give them unto the father of the damsel, because he had brought up an evil name upon a virgin of Israel.
Right. Basically, he had to pay restitution to the father for lying on his daughter and spreading it throughout the community.
You know, and that's why you got to ask yourself the question. You got to say, hey, man, I wonder, you know, is there any wonder that you don't read a lot about marriage ceremonies in the Bible? You don't read a whole lot about that. I mean, yeah, Yahushua turned water into wine at a wedding, but you don't read a lot of marriage ceremonies, because normally at that time, marriage didn't evolve into a ceremony. It was usually like the chief priest just brought out. The man likes the woman, he courts the woman, and with the permission of the father, they live together. If you want to know, if you want to really get into, so that's why you don't see that a lot. And if you really want to get into it, if you got to use your brain on that, all you got to do is go back to Genesis 2, what's that, 2 and 24. That's basically what it is. That's basically what it is right there. Is sex marriage? If you lay down with a woman, is that woman your wife? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And you can see
what is the definition of wife?
Right.
What is your wife to you? So I mean, you know, you gotta kind of use common sense sometimes with that.
And we gotta understand where we gotta try to get out of the English mind state of reading. We gotta actually go back to the Hebrew, because it tells you
I think what we really got to do is get people to really start understanding Paul, because I think a lot of these questions, I don't know if these personally came from because of that, but when they read Paul's ideas about marriage and all this, where he's like, yo, celibacy is cool and all that, but if you can't hold out, then you know, have your own wife and let her. Whoa! You got to understand what he's talking about there. But you know, they get a lot of that Paul mixed up, and then they start going off with it. So I think I've seen that personally. So I think we got to definitely some of these classes we got to go into Paul, man. We just have to.
My beloved,
you know, at some point, because I think a lot of the stuff that people don't really want to ask, or they get it from there, and they tend to, you know, to go into other things, because he basically goes into, hey, look, man, I likes it too. But if you can't rock out the way you're supposed to rock out, then just don't do it. And so a lot of people start getting that confused. But yeah, when you lay down with your wife, man, that's marriage. And again, like the king brought out, there were other processes. But the fact that you don't read a whole lot about marriage ceremonies should tell you what? You don't read about those. Even if you go into the history, you don't read about those. And that would be one of the things that would have to make her your wife, because that's what they do here. It's, we go to the church or whatever, we get married, we exchange the rings. Hell, rings weren't even in the Bible. Rings weren't even there. That's not a custom of our people. Or if it was, it wasn't righteous. Because we was wilding out at some time, so everything was. We did everything.
Right.
We did everything. You go back to the plagues of Egypt. That's because we were there so long. We started doing the same stuff that they were doing.
Good.
And that's why the Most High purposely did that. So yeah, let me not get off the topic, but yeah, but definitely sex is marriage.
But we're not saying doing it quote unquote Esau legally, because they got so many loopholes and stuff now. Now you with your wife hearing the truth, and somebody pass, one of y'all two pass, and you want to bury somebody. Your husband is a general or priest or whatever title he is, well known in the Israelite community, and then all of a sudden he passed away. His family says, I don't care what you say, I don't care what y'all believe in. All of a sudden he buried in a suit and a tie and a brim hat.
It does happen.
The funerals in a church on a Sunday morning, in between services.
Oh, his body cremated.
Right. One of y'all got insurance money, but the family is like, hell no. So what? They've been together for 25 years. These are the things that we got to think about. Not saying running to Esau and go get married. I'm not saying that. Choice is yours.
Come. And we it looked like we got some other questions too. I kind of put stars on them so I can keep up with them. Let's see. It looks like the other question was from the brother Roger Hernandez, and it's a two-part question. It says, what is the difference between being reckless versus fearless? For example, if I am harassed by a group of people and I am clearly outnumbered. And then what's the difference between being reckless versus fearless? For example, if I am being harassed by a group of people and I am clearly outnumbered, should I just run away or stand my ground? Even if that means that they might fight me. If I run away, does that mean I do not have faith in the Most High?
You gave me leg, right? You had about 50 people about to pounce on you. You ain't gonna run? I'm gonna run. But whoever's the fool to get closest to me is he gonna be made a prime example of.
Right. Because you definitely, if you stand there and you got that, look. As a matter of fact, Barack, share that video. That first video. What was it? Let me pull it up and I'll drop it in the chat. I want you to see this video, and I want to ask this brother this question real quick. I want him to see this video. Let me just find it real quick. Yep, here it is right here. I'm going to drop it in the back private chat right now.
Right. Stocker, right. A good run is better than a bad stance.
Yeah, don't. You got to use wisdom in everything that you do. And I got to be honest with you, that's a foolish thing to do. If a bunch of dudes is coming. Listen, you honestly got no wins with that. You know what I'm saying? You really don't. And you ain't proving nothing by, getting whipped out. You ain't proving nothing. Now, if you got to defend yourself, they're too close to you that you can't get away. Well, you got to fight tooth and nail. You know what I mean? You got to do what you got to do to get away. But
right. Brother Shaka Kelly said a good run is better than a bad stance.
Oh yeah, every day, every day.
Run, Forrest, run, Forrest, run. And you better put your boots to the ground, man, and kick up dust, man. So go ahead and share that video, brother. Whenever the priest ready.
Do it.
Yeah. So my question is, if you're in this situation, are you going to stand there in this situation and allow it to happen to you, or are you going to take flight if you can?
All right, it's cool.
I am going to say
Look at that. Okay. Guy jumped out of the window. Ooh, he's throwing haymakers.
That's the rapper Freddie Gibbs and getting jumped by 50 guys with Benny the Butcher.
Wait a minute, I said 50 guys and they've never seen this video.
Yeah, this just happened this happened right after the Buffalo, New York shooting. This happened in Buffalo, New York. We got it out in class last night.
Yeah, these crackers are shooting us down with high-powered rifles and we still fighting each other?
Gun. You stop the video, I don't want off the shot. So brother.
So
the brother Roderick, where's the wisdom in allowing yourself to almost get murdered, to get stumped out? Hey man, we shouldn't tempt the Most High, man. Being in a situation like that, that's not being a coward. That's being reckless. Not being a coward. It's not being fearful and not trusting in the Most High. If the Most High is wisdom, actually. If your natural instinct is to avoid that situation, now let's think about it. If you're walking through the streets of your neighborhood, and I'm going to speak where I'm from Chicago, and on this corner is 30 Negroes out there every day. And back in my community, I used to sit in my yard and watch the so-called guys on the corner, what they was doing. They would let dudes walk past them real sly, real coy, and before them dudes even reached the intersection, they was being mobbed. We used to call it a Klondike party. Why allow yourself to be beaten and abused because you're hard? You know what I mean? So now, that wasn't even a tough one, man. You got to use wisdom, man. Paul said, brother, I'd rather have you not be ignorant of any matter, great or small, for the most part. So use wisdom in all things, King.
Yeah, and I actually experienced that. I was coming out of work, and they took my phone, and I didn't know it was a lot of people around me, but I was just focused on the guy who took my phone.
Yeah.
And I went up to him, and I'm like, "Yo, give me my phone back." And next thing you know, I got punches coming through all over the place, and I was just so angry that I wanted to do something to them. But I was going nowhere. Like, they ended up walking away, and I was all bloody, and but I felt like I did something, but nah, I didn't do anything. I would have been better off just letting them go.
Yeah, my mission in life changes after that. I no longer want to be all I can be. I want to just find each and every one of you niggas. That's what I want.
Yeah.
That's where my whole thing changes. I'll relax after that happens.
Yeah.
Now I know that's carnal. May the Most High forgive me. I know that's carnal, but that's your first instinct after something like that. But be able to walk away first. You know what I mean? Right. You can calm down. You can think clearly after that. You can, and even if you still think carnally, you can still ask the Most High for forgiveness. But you can't do nothing if they Donkey Kong you to death. You can't do nothing.
You say Donkey Kong you to death?
Yeah. You don't need that.
Kind. And you know what? The reality of it is, man. The Most High, is a man of war, and we understand that we are supposed to be able to defend ourselves. I would tell any man to be able to defend yourself, but you got to know when to fight and when it's not time to fight.
That's
you got to
right.
understand when there's no glory in it.
That's
You get
right.
beat up by 30, 40, 10, 20, 30 dudes. And trust me, I'm not saying I wouldn't say that, I know Chief Priest Shaw and Lieutenant Abon, them brothers are trained. So I wouldn't dare even utter out of my mouth that I'm going to get with them. But what I do understand is that the Most High did train us all to be able to defend ourselves in some way, form, or fashion. You know what I'm saying? Whereas I'm looking for Psalms 144 and 1. It said, "Blessed be the Most High, my strength, which teaches my hands to war and my fingers to fight." And think about it. Think about all the different times Israel was going out to war, and we seen our enemies, the ones we was going up against, the heathens. And man, that fear came upon the people. Was it natural? Yeah. It was also a lack of faith, but they had to be reminded. You know what I'm saying? So now, brother, don't put yourself out there, man. You ain't no caveman.
Obviously stay in the spirit. But if the spirit is saying, "Look, I think you should get the hell out of here," I think you should listen.
All right.
God.
There's nothing worse than not being able to see where the next punch is coming from. That's a dangerous thing. Because now everything is open. Your whole body is open. So it's super dangerous not being able to see or know where the next punch is coming from. And that's because there's too many damn hands. So that's a no-win situation there, man.
Right, Con. You got to let the wicked fall into their own nest, bro.
Yeah.
And you got to remember, man, a lot of them out there, they got feet swift to do evil, man.
Like it says in Proverbs.
Go ahead. Yeah, kind of. In Proverbs, I believe that's Proverbs 6 and 18. Hey, bro. You love yourself, man. Be wise.
Con.
So let me see what else we got up in here. We have some more questions. Okay, we got a new question. Let me see what else. Okay. So let me just go back up. I want to because we kind of jumped out of order. So I hope we answered. Let me see if the brother Roddy replied. Okay. Okay. He said, "Khan, I understand. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't disrespecting the Most High by not having faith in Him." Yeah, brother. Hey, let me tell you something, man. I know we all coming out of the world, but that's a form of Christianity.
Hey, faith
like that.
Let's go hand in hand.
Well, I got faith that He's going to allow me to get away.
Yeah,
exactly. They got come too.
Con. Right. Also, the sister Evelina Vega says, "I really did want it to be sexes in marriage so I can move on with my life. That brother the brother isn't even in my life anymore." Okay, it kind of gets a little deeper then. Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
Con.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
Con. Yes, sister. We all right. So she's saying that the brother, that's probably sister Evelina Vega. That's probably more or less of a question that needs to be handled in counsel or something like that. Yeah, because I don't want to go into too many specifics about what you're going through and what your scenario is, and we definitely don't want to, your situation or whatever it is for the mass media to be able to try to pass.
Right. Absolutely.
How our community is. So I would rather do it that way, my sister, to keep you protected and take them from there. So right now I would just tell you if you and the brother are not together, just stay celibate, keep your kuba to yourself. Don't pass it to any man until you, and I'm not saying until, I'm just saying get yourself some counsel. If you maybe talk to Chief Priest Shar or someone like that, you can always reach out and let us know. And let me just drop the email down there for anybody. Well, it's kind of hard right now because we got a situation with beloved brother. But anyhow, the brother do got access to the email. So if you want to set up a council or anything like that,
actually, the only person who have access to the email is the other brother.
Yeah. And so we will probably have to reach out to the brother. So yeah, I would just say get you some counsel on all of that. Because Israel can definitely be the Jerry Springer show. We don't want that for you.
Nah, hell no.
Yeah.
I've been dealing with enough of that of Israel throughout my younger years in my life. I don't need no more Jerry Springer of Israel.
Right, kind. We don't want no parts of that. All right, so let me just go back up.
Is there a way you can actually connect with the sister about this?
Yeah, I could. Yeah, I know what to do. And I thought I already did one. Okay, I gotta make one. Give me a second. And I guess what we can do is for the time being, since with the brother, situation, I guess we can do it like this from now on.
Real Jew. Oh, that's funny, man.
Yeah.
We got a gangster on the.
Right. Did you see what I'm saying?
I haven't seen it. Wait a minute, I haven't seen it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, praise. Oh, it's lit today, man. It's lit today, man. Bless y'all, man. For being
You know how it is, man.
I gotta definitely purge that from my spirit.
I don't know how to do that. After she, I just put mine up there.
Okay.
I'm gonna put mine up there so she can email me directly, and then we'll take it. Then I'll get it over to you.
Right.
No, where is it? No. Okay, right there on the screen, right there says all questions or requests for counsel to Ambassador Yabatazah at gmail.com. So for that sister, for the sister who has that situation, Sister Evelina, you can reach out to me and I'll get you in touch with myself and one of the chief priests. And we're gonna keep you in prayer.
Most definitely.
She says, I believe fornication means going from one partner to another. Yeah, that's why I was saying that's more or less a personal counsel. Shock, and real quick, Shock, I'm sorry we got carried away. I don't know which script you're referring to. If you can bring it back to our memory, we'll definitely I'll drop it in the we'll bring it out again, or I'll mention it again or drop it in the chat. Let me see where's the other question was. Question. Grandma calling you. Fresh Prince Amari. He said, from my understanding, we already did that one.
We did that. We did that.
All right, I'm looking for the blue stars. Let me see.
I'm tired of walking with my finger on the trigger. Oh my God.
Go.
Oh my goodness. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, here it is. Fresh Prince Amari, he posted in the book of Ecclesiastes 9:16 through 18. What makes wisdom better than strength? Why is it heard in silence compared to cry of fools? And why is it better than weapons of war? That's a great question, bro.
Super.
That's a deep one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Them chief priests and them take care of that one, bro. That was a heavy hit. That's a lot of meat right there, bro. I'll read it again in the book of Ecclesiastes 9:16 through 18. What makes better wisdom than strength? Why is it heard in silence compared to the cry of fools? And why is it better than weapons of war?
That is a good question. Where's the general when you need him?
Watch it.
I know, right?
Oh, wow.
Shalom, General.
Okay, what scripture was that? Because I was.
Where's it? Oh, you took it down.
Ecclesiastes 9:16 through 18.
Okay.
Ecclesiastes.
Yeah, Ecclesiastes 9:16 through 18. Want to grab it on the screen real quick, Barack?
Come. I'm doing it right now.
16.
That's the question again on the screen. And also increase your font size too, Barack Baba Kasha. Just increase the font size just a little more.
Oh, let me stretch it out.
No, you can go full, you can go full screen on it. Just click full screen.
Okay, now yeah, because I'll be able to see y'all though. So just let me know.
I got a question. Would you rather have the truth, or would you rather have all the weapons in the U.S. military?
Mm.
You have to choose.
Choose your weapon.
Well,
That's
the
right.
thing is though too, with wisdom and strength, you're talking about like might versus tactics. So sometimes in movies and just the things that we have seen, sometimes when the enemy is approaching us, especially in times of Israel, sometimes the Most High will have them do certain things to where they outsmart the enemy, and we laying traps. I mean, look at the Vietnam War. They were outgunned, they were outstrength, but they dug tunnels. They dug in tunnels and different things like that, and they were able to pop up on the USA. They were able to pop up on those Marines, and they were able to defend themselves accordingly because they had an advanced underground tunnel system. So they dropped all those napalm bombs, and they had all those machine guns, but because of that wisdom of the Moabite, of the Vietnam man, they weren't able to really take over.
Right, because you know what? They understood guerrilla warfare.
Exactly.
Well, think about this. Think about this. Think about a man coming into your home with the lights off to attack you. He don't know where the couch is. He don't know where the end table is. It's almost impossible that he's going to be able to get you in your own house with the lights off. So that's what happened when the U.S. military went down into Vietnam. They weren't ready for that type of war. They had just come out of that bombing and all that. That's what they were putting their might in. They hadn't been doing jungle training, combat, hand-to-hand combat. They hadn't been doing none of that. So they had to cut their teeth on that war.
Oh, okay, come. Psalms 141.
And also, who was the wisest man ever? Yeah. Well, first it was Solomon, right? And Solomon had wisdom to do things that we can't even understand right now. But then Yahweh Shai, he had even more wisdom, and he was able to walk on water, to raise the dead. That all takes wisdom. That's all a science that you have to understand certain things and principles to do that. So no weapon can touch you when you have that level of wisdom. Like, imagine a nuclear bomb, trying to attack Yahweh Shai. That's going to be like a feather. That's going to be nothing. He's going to blow that away. So wisdom is the greatest thing you could have.
You know what? I'm looking at it. Give me no, I don't know if that one covers it completely though.
Yeah, we definitely want to get a verse in the Bible, but there's times in the scriptures where we are outmatched, but the Most High will instruct us to do certain things that might not seem like it's gonna work, but it does, and we overcome the enemy. We can even the Predator and Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? He had peeped him out. He had gained that wisdom, and then he began to spring those traps. Now, the Predator was more sophisticated, and he had better weaponry and even had camouflage, but he had dug down deep in his spirit, and he began to, tap in to that nature to be able to defeat him. So sometimes, and now he was strong too, but he had that wisdom. And while the Predator was, relying on his technology and whatnot, he caught him lacking. But we will definitely get scripture for that. But that is a damn good question, Bubba Kashan. I mean, Salakia. Just let me know where to go.
Oh, okay. Then I said wisdom is better than strength. It's a spy, so it's a weapon on her. Yeah. Where's that? Where's that? You took the question down?
No, I'm going back to it. No, we were getting new questions, so I was just making sure I could catch those. I got it. It was Ecclesiastes 9:16 through 18.
Oh, right. I'm bugged out. I'm looking right at it. I'm bugged out.
Yeah. There it is right there on the screen again. Salaki, I'll be right back.
Yeah. 18. 9 and 17. 9 and 17. Because I think we got a 9 and 17. He took some away.
Yeah, I can go Proverbs 30 and 5 too as well. Let's see. It's off the top. All right.
One and 30. Two and nine. First Corinthians 2 and 9 to 10. Psalms 119. Let's go to Psalms 19.
What you got, Barack?
I was just saying, Proverbs 30 and 5, that every word of the Most High is pure. Having that wisdom,
Right.
And that wisdom is going to be a shield onto you. So what? And I think in Psalms,
yeah, better read that while Bun looking for what he's looking for.
Okay, come. This is Proverbs, the book of Proverbs, chapter 30, verse 5. Every word of the Most High is pure. He is a shield onto them that put their trust in him.
Right. So the Most High, he shields us from all manners of things when we put our trust and our faith in the belief and in knowing, mainly knowing the Most High and knowing His word. Not only by just knowing His word, by following and doing.
Come.
But we got weapons of war. That's us. And whatever the Most High provides us with. Look at Jeremiah 51 and 20. He tell us that what? Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. And with thee I'll break in peace the nations.
Come.
And with you I will destroy kingdoms. So hey, we got the weapons of mass destruction. And who is that? Most High and his beloved Son, Yahweh, along with the angels.
And brother, we're not saying, as far as having weapons and all that, we're not against weapons and things like that. But think about it. How many brothers in the hood right now got weapons without wisdom and knowledge? With the lack of wisdom and knowledge, it caused you to do what we see going on in our communities. Keeping the prison houses filled up by the shedding of our own people's blood by the hands of our own brothers.
Okay.
This is with abortions, murdering their wombs. Wisdom would teach us not to do those things. The wisdom would teach us how to govern ourselves so that these things that we see right now will be done away.
Come. And you know, the ultimate strength is their nuclear weapons. And we already know that in Isaiah 54:16, he created that for their destruction. And it reads, Isaiah 54:16, behold, I have created the smith, the nuclear scientist, Einstein, the Manhattan Project, that bloweth the coals in the fire, and bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. 17, and no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. No tank, no machine gun, none of that stuff. No F-16, no T-37, no those Russian tanks. You know, none of those things are going to prosper against you. And every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment, thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and the righteousness is of me, saith the Most High. So all praises, man.
Good. All praises.
See, so what we got to do is we got to remember there are two different types of wisdom that we're talking about here. You've got the heavenly wisdom, and then you've got the earthly wisdom. And by using the heavenly wisdom, that teaches you how to walk in the spirit. And when you're walking in the spirit, then you know it's not really you that's walking, but it's the Most High Yahawashi who's walking inside of you. So you got to remember what wisdom we're talking about. Now, obviously, it's always better to have the Most High's wisdom, because the Most High's wisdom is heavenly, and that translates into how you live your life. This earthly wisdom, you know, you really can't do much with that. So it's always better to choose to have the heavenly wisdom. Hey, Barak, let me give me Proverbs 4:7 real quick. Let me start with that while I find this First Corinthians. I was First Corinthians, but 1 and
you said Proverbs 4:7.
Yeah, give me Proverbs 4:7.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding.
See that? So you can apply that to also the earthly wisdom, but in the way that you deal with certain things. But it's principally talking about the heavenly wisdom. That's what it's talking about. It's not really talking about the earthly wisdom, although you can apply that alongside of that. It can parallel that. And we know it's talking about the heavenly wisdom, because drop that and give me, where was I at? I think I found it. Drop that and give me 1 Corinthians 3. What is that? 3:19. I don't know why I didn't catch that. Give me 1 Corinthians 3:19. Drop that. I was going to use 1:30, but give me 3:19.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians 3:19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High.
You see that? Now, it's not talking about what you know, how you can explain gravity. It's not talking about that type of wisdom, because even that in itself came from the Most High.
God.
Science is what they call, I've always said this. Now I'm not saying that you know, it's not in the scripture, but it's something that I've always lived by. And what I've always said was, to me, science is just the Most High letting them figure out how he did things.
Yeah, they just haven't figured out. They just haven't figured out faith, because faith is a science.
They can never figure that out. But
Yeah.
we're talking about. We're talking about. It's always better to have the heavenly wisdom, because the wisdom that of this world is foolishness with the Most High. There's nothing at the look. These are the same people that make $150,000, a $2 million Bugatti, but it brings out pollution into the air. So it's a little hard
bizarre.
to draw. That's why if you can't breathe, you know what I mean? It's
That's
the same
bizarre.
people that, you know, will paint your apartment, but they got lead in the paint, so it's slowly killing you and giving you brain cancer and all this kind. So we're not talking about the foolishness of this world. I mean, the wisdom of this world. So it's always better to have the wisdom, the heavenly wisdom. We can go to James, the 3rd chapter. We can go to we can go to 1 Corinthians, the 1st chapter. I mean, there's so many that we can go to that talks about the wisdom and the light of the Most High that we're supposed to want to attain over the earthly wisdom. So yeah, always shoot for the heavenly wisdom, which is always going to be better than this earthly wisdom. Because even things you use come from the Most High. Even what they consider earthly wisdom basically comes from the Most High. Like I said with gravity, if a scientist can explain gravity, that's earthly wisdom, but that comes from the Most High. Most High made gravity. And just like the king said, Aisha, Solomon had the wisdom to do things that on an earthly and spiritual level that we can't even explain today. So he showed how you were able to marry that wisdom.
Oh,
So,
I got one.
Yeah, bring that out. But yeah, it's always better to have the spiritual wisdom, always.
It's the one that I wanted to bring up.
It was one I was looking for, but I think it was Psalm 119. Go ahead, bring it out, bro.
I think I might have what you're looking for, but I'm not sure.
119 and what?
It's 91. Psalms 91.
Bring it out though. Bring it out.
Okay, let me
I forget where it was.
Let me just go through. Yeah, let's do Psalms 91. I'll start at verse 2, and I'll just read down. For I will say of the Most High, He is my refuge and my fortress, my power. In Him I will trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snail of the fowler, and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. And thou shalt be not afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth
by day,
nor for the pestilence that walketh in the darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh unto thee. Only with the eyes that behold, thou see the reward of the wicked. That's the reward of the wicked is death. Verse 9, because thou hast made the Most High, which is my refuge, even the Most High thy
habitation.
That's the one that because that's talking about wartime. That arrow in verse 5, those are those MCBM missiles, those intercontinental missiles that North Korea is desperately trying to reach America with.
And what's going to protect us?
The Most
High. What's going to protect us is the knowledge that we have of the Most High, because Most High gave us knowledge and wisdom. So this wisdom, even though a lot of us may not believe it, just knowing this, just acknowledging the Most High and His power over the physical world will give us power over the physical world.
Well, how about this? Let's say that one of Russia's missiles hits an area that we live in, and it's about to hit, and it's going fast. And if I'm a man of the Most High, I might, B, go here, walk here, hide here. And
it's happened to us.
I might evade that explosion just because of the spirit that's in me telling me subconsciously, consciously where to go. I might be able to avoid danger because the spirit of the Most High might be with me to avoid those dangers of those missiles dropping.
Here's the thing with that though, bro, and that's a great question that you had. That's a good, because if you look at it carnally, from a military standpoint, there's no way. There just absolutely, take my word for it, there is no way on this planet that if a nuclear weapon was shot over here and was close, that you're getting away from that. There's no way you could go. There's no place that you could go that you would escape that blast. There's no place. So it would be something to see the Most High. You know, we know what he says in the scriptures. We know. And if we have that belief and that faith, we believe we're going to be protected. But that would be something to see. Because carnally speaking, there's no way to get away from that blast. Absolutely no way. I don't care where you try to run. That thing wiping everything out.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be something to see.
That's all.
But yeah, I mean, look, heavenly wisdom is always better. But again, like I said, you use that heavenly wisdom along with other things, man. That should always be in the forefront. And that's how you move. That would permit you to move in certain ways. So yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer, to be honest. It's a no-brainer. Because look at the wisdom that we're talking about with this world. You know, homosexuals got rights and this and that, and you know,
men could get pregnant.
I'm a boy, but I feel like a girl, so you got to call me man. I mean, come on, that kind of wisdom don't profit you anything.
That's not even.
So we're definitely not talking about that type of wisdom, because that's what this world, and they believe they're wise because of that. They believe that they're wise. Why? Because you made a $2 million Bugatti that's poison in the air. You know that's wisdom. Last I checked, it was hard to breathe it's hard to drive if you can't breathe. You know, you got all these pollutions in the water, all these pollutions in the air. You got people living in. It's like, is this the wisdom we really talking about? The wisdom of the Most High is freeing you, man. It sets you free. That wisdom sets you free, man. That wisdom, that truth, that light, as the book of Psalms in 119 and 169 says. So that's the wisdom we always trying to attain. That's the wisdom we're trying to walk in every day. This one just popped up. Ecclesiastes 9 and 15. It said, "Let thy talk be with the wise, and all thy communication in the law of the Most High." See that? So that's the type of wisdom that we're supposed to try to attain to every day. Every day. That's what's supposed to guide us. And you know when your spirit is going on, you know when we're going off, because when we ain't walking in that wisdom, we could feel it, man. And I'm sure we all felt it.
I got a precept real quick. This is the wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8, verse 17. "Now when I consider these things in myself and pondered them in my heart, how that to be allied unto wisdom is immortality." That's a cut right there. Wisdom is immortality. Wisdom leads to a long life. And looking at the way our people, the way we're out here dying, you know what I'm saying? There's no wisdom.
Well, wait a minute. Let's think about it. Let's go back to and break it down. What's sin? Sin is when you transgress the law, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a sinner, if you sin, that means you weren't following the law. You were transgressing the law. The wages of sin is death, right? So if the wages of sin is death, and sin is transgression of the law, and law is the wisdom, and the wisdom is immortality, you see how that fits in? That's how that's supposed to work. That's how that's supposed to work. So basically, the answer to that question is, we always supposed to choose that wisdom of the Most High, because it's by that wisdom that we live our very lives. That we're supposed to live our very lives. As a matter of fact, when you do it the right way, it facilitates every part of your life. Every part of your life can be lived within that wisdom of the Most High. Now, I'm not saying you're not gonna fall. I'm not saying that at all. We all fall. You know what I'm saying? But that's why Yahweh Shai, came down and we got that forgiveness and that mercy, and that grace to do certain things. But if you try to attain that type of wisdom that we're talking about in the scriptures, that's always going to be better than the earthly wisdom. And yeah, it is a silent thing, because if you notice, the scriptures tell us that the prophets never spoke too much because they understood the wisdom of the power of words. So they never really spoke too much. They were very, very quiet men. And these were the wisest people ever. But they was wise in the Most High's laws and the statutes and the commandments. And Yahweh Shai came down and embodied that personally and showed that. Because what does Corinthians 1:30 say? If I'm not mistaken. Salah, just 1:30 says, 1 Corinthians 1:30 says, is it 30? But of him ye are in Yahweh Shai, who of the Most High is made unto us wisdom and righteousness and sanctification and redemption, that according as it is written, he that glorify him, let him glory in the Lord. So you see, Yahweh Shai came down and was the physical manifestation and personification of that wisdom. That's why he walked the way that he walked.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the wisdom we always try to attain.
And he said in John 18:36, it said, Yahweh Shai answered, my kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight, that I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now is my kingdom not from hence. So when it's time for us, for the Most High's Yahweh Shai's kingdom, the Most High and Yahweh Shai to get busy, we're gonna have that power. We're gonna have that strength, which is based on that wisdom.
That's what I was laughing about.
Yeah, somebody want to get busy. What's that scripture? The zeal for my father's house has eaten me up.
For my father,
something like that. The zeal of my, something like that. You know what I'm talking about? Well, yeah. I mean, you might want to do that, man. But greater.
Now I'm saying we're ready for the Most High's kingdom.
Yeah.
That's why he said, my servants will fight. When is my kingdom?
Directed to a brother. Nah, I mean, yeah, you might want to tell him to turn that music down, man. But you got to see, the Sabbath is a day of peace. You know what I'm saying? And you can still have that peace even though you surround it. As a matter of fact, that's the test. That's the test right there. What's that old saying of if something where if you can keep your head while everybody around you is losing theirs or something like that. I've got to go through that. I live, I live in New York, and in BK in Brooklyn, it's always noisy. Every Sabbath party, but when you in the spirit,
on Thursday in Brooklyn.
Yeah, well, yeah, but when you in the spirit, that don't really bother you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, you feel sorry for those people because it's like, man, y'all don't know what y'all doing. You have no clue, no idea what you're really doing. And the Most High is looking down on you with that mercy. But so I mean, I don't think it's a big deal. I mean, yeah, you might be real upset about that because it's like, yo, man, you disrespecting the Sabbath. But you know what, man? That joy and that peace, that's got to be within you, man. Right. That's got to be within you.
You're going to have the whole world to do that too, then, if that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, forget about it. Forget about it.
Oh, family members and all.
So, yeah, man, what you do, man, you pray more. You get into the scripts more. You find things that you can focus on more, and you just ask the Most High for that peace. And it is what it is. I mean, it's the world we live in. It's going to happen.
Time.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't say he was going to take it away. He just said he going to make it where you could endure. So, that's what we got to do. So yeah, I wouldn't even waste my time with that. I mean, this happens all the time. I hear them tuning up right across the street from me now. I hear them tuning up, but it don't bother me. I mean, I got to be on the road soon.
Hey, I got a scripture for him in the book of Sirach. Sirach 28:7. And it reads, remember the commandments and bear no malice to thy neighbor. Remember the covenant of the highest and wink at ignorance.
Mm.
So you got to wink at it, brother. You got to remember at one point in time, well, maybe not for you, but some of us, we were those same people. 20 years ago, you got me riding around with my caddy on my MC with the 10s and 15s banging down the block 2-3 blocks away. Your daddy was doing it. Your older cousins were doing it. I'm pretty sure when you was a kid, you was sitting in the back of somebody's car with that box in the trunk and getting a back massage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
You're getting your brain cells scrambled, getting your eardrums blown out. So you know that's why our people are, man. And you understand that our people are people of vibration, and we understand that they move and are dancing to the wrong vibration. And I understand it's messing with you, with your peace. But just remember, brother, you got to wink at their ignorance because eventually you might be able to win them over. Be like kindness.
Hey, Tashaka O'Kelly.
What did he say? Yeah.
He had another. He asked another banger right here.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was great.
I got it up
I was
too.
waiting to address that one.
Go ahead, Chief Priest.
Yeah, I like this one.
Good. If we are Yasharala, Israel, doesn't Mamza, which is basically Amalek,
Mm-hmm.
and heathens as well, fall under Acts 10 and 34 and verse 35. If
grab
they,
it, Barack.
huh?
I was telling Barack to grab it.
If they worship as he directed. But if you look at Amalek, he doing what he's doing it. He's not doing it to the T, but he's doing it with faith. But that there was actually talking about Israelites. Those there were Israelites.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, come.
Oh, okay. So this is Acts chapter 10. Start with verse 34. Then Peter opened his mouth and said, of a truth I perceive that the Most High is no respecter of persons.
Right, go ahead.
But in every nation he that feareth him and worketh righteousness is accepted with him. The word
Now, but in every nation, he that feared him worketh righteousness, and is accepted with him. Who's the only nation is imparted righteousness?
Well, just go down to the next verse.
Right, come.
Verse 36. The word which the Most High sent unto the children of Israel,
Right.
Preaching priest by the Mashiach Yahushua. He is Lord of all.
Right. So now that verse there alone, verse 36, let you know it's talking about the children of Israel. But now it says every nation that every nation he that feareth him and worketh righteousness. Now remember, Israel was scattered everywhere. Get James 1:1.
Come.
Because we remember we always forget. We seem to forget unless we forget that Israel is everywhere throughout the four corners of the earth.
This is the book of James, chapter 1, verse 1. James, a servant of the Most High and of the Mashiach Yahushua, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting.
See, that's talking to the 12 tribes that scattered abroad. We're scattered people. So we just scattered abroad everywhere. And also you have Ephesians 2 and 11. Because we come under we actually, our people, we take on the different nationalities of where we live.
Come.
Where we born. You got our people calling themselves Jamaicans, Trinidadians. You got Israelites in China. You got Israelites in Africa. But a lot of them call themselves what? Africans, Chinese. But a lot of them know who they are at the same time. Not saying that all people in Africa are Israelites. Not saying all people in China is Israelites. Not saying that. You got that? Ephesians 2:11?
2:11. Yep. Come. It's the book of Ephesians, chapter 2, verse 11. Wherefore, remember that ye being in the time past Gentiles in the flesh.
Right. We was Gentiles in the flesh. How we was Gentiles in the flesh? During that time, we was following after the people of Ephesus. We was following after the people of Rome. So we was calling ourselves Romans. We were calling ourselves Roman citizens. Today, we calling ourselves Americans, African Americans, Trinidadians, Jamaicans, Bohemians, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, North American Indians. Good.
Who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh by hands.
People were uncircumcised in the mind. We're uncircumcised in the flesh by not knowing who we are. Go ahead.
Ephesians 2:12, that at that time you were without Christ.
So now at this time, like we read in here in Acts 10, Peter's talking to the people that was without Yahushua. Go ahead.
Being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel.
Now, what is an alien? An alien is what? A stranger. So now they're strangers from the commonwealth of Israel. So that's what they're talking about here in Acts 10 and 34 and 35.
Con. And if I may, we can jump over to Acts chapter 2 real quick.
That's where I was going, Con.
Okay, go ahead, Chief. Do your thing. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, Con. So we're going to the book of Acts chapter 2, right? So this goes right into backing up what the Chief Priest was going to say, right? Let me make sure it's up on the screen. Okay. So we can start up in verse 1 real quick. We're going to drop down. And this is the Feast of Pentecost, Acts 2 and 1. And when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place. And suddenly there came a sound from heaven of a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting. And this is where your Christian church talking about them speaking in tongues, which is a straight cut right here. This ain't that. And there appeared unto them cloven tongues like as of fire, and it said upon each of them. And I'm gonna drop down in verse 5. And there were dwelling in Jerusalem Jews.
No, keep going out of one.
I'll go back where I was?
Yeah.
God. And there appeared unto them cloven tongues like as of fire, and it sat upon each of them. And they were all filled with the Holy Spirit, and began to speak other tongues as the Spirit gave them utterance.
Right. They was able to speak other tongues, other languages, as the Spirit gave them utterance to speak. Go ahead.
And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven.
There you go. Go ahead.
And there was this noise abroad. The multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak in his own language.
Now, wasn't that babbling that the Baptist church do? I'm driving in a Hyundai, right?
Right, con. Got a dual exhaust problem. Con. And verse 7. And they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, Behold, are not all these which speak Galileans?
Now, what is the Galilean language? The Hebrew.
Mm-hmm.
And
how hear we every man in our own tongue, wherein we were born.
There, every man in that, each man in their own tongue, in the places where they were born.
Parthians.
Good.
Parthians and Medes and Elamites, and the dwellers in Mesopotamia and in Judea and Cappadocia and Pontus in Asia, Phrygia, Pamphylia and Egypt, and in the parts of Libya by Cyrene, and strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes. Greeks and Arabians, we do hear them speak in our tongues the wonderful works of Yahweh.
So they spoke all these different languages. The Spirit put it on them to speak.
So that tells you what? When TD Jakes is talking about shakama, if I don't understand what the hell he's talking about, nigga, you ain't speaking in tongues.
Boom,
Right.
shakalak, boom, shakalak, boom.
Because no, think about it. I'm supposed to understand you.
Right.
Because if the Holy Spirit is in you, you're sent. I'm supposed, and that word was meant for me to hear. I'm supposed to understand you.
Exactly. They
So
said, well,
if I don't understand you and you
No, no,
shut
no.
off hearing me, then my man, you ain't speaking in tongues, man. Get out of here with that.
Right. 1 Corinthians 14 and 14
Right.
or 4.
Because you have to have an interpreter too if you don't understand. If you don't have an
Right.
interpreter, you can't see.
Exactly.
Actually, 14 and 2. 1 Corinthians 14 2.
Coming right up.
Somebody, I forget, I don't know this brother's name. He made a good point too. He said everybody was supposed to keep the Sabbath. This whole world was supposed to go by the Most High's laws. This whole world.
God, and I had that precept lined up over in 2nd Esdras. Can I bring it out real quick? Yeah, I got it. Now let me bring out 2nd Esdras 3 and 36 because the brother's right. The whole earth was supposed to keep the Sabbath, right? But in 2nd Esdras 3 and 35 and 34 it says, "Weigh thou therefore our wickedness now in balance, and there's also that dwell in the world, and so shall thy name be nowhere found, but in Israel. Or when was it that they which dwell upon the earth have not sinned in thy sight? Or what people has so Salakia? Or what people has so kept thy commandments?" Verse 36. "Thou shalt find that Israel by name has kept thy precepts, but not the heathen."
Well, and bring that right into Deuteronomy 9 and 5. Bring that right in.
God, Deuteronomy 9 and 5.
Good.
Let me grab it. This is the book of
That's Second
Deuteronomy.
Kings.
Deuteronomy chapter 9, verse 5. "Not for the righteousness or for the uprightness of thine heart doest thou go to possess their land, but for the wickedness of these nations, Yahweh thy power doeth drive them out from before thee, that he may perform the word which Yahweh swore to thy fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob." See that? So that goes hand in hand with them being wicked. But here's the thing with that. That I got two questions for the brother. I got two scriptures, and I think that's gonna nail it down. I was looking for it. I got Malachi 3 and 6. Tashaka. God. Yes,
Okay, yeah. I didn't. I thought it wasn't. You know what I mean? But okay.
Tashaka, yeah.
So 3 and 6. Malachi 3 and 6, and Exodus 17 and 16. Somebody get that.
This is Malachi. This is the book of Malachi, chapter 3 and 6. "For I am the Most High, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed."
See that? Now let's just look at this part right here. "For I am the Lord, I change not." That's pretty self-explanatory. He ain't changing. That means what was said back then was good back then, it's good now, and it's gonna be good in the future, right? Now, give me. So we got that. That's down pat. He ain't changing. Now give me Exodus 17 and 16.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 17, verse 16. "For he said, because the Most High has sworn that the Most High will have war with Amalek from generation to generation."
So now how would they come in under Acts if the Most High said he's going to have war with them from generation to generation? There's no way they would come under Acts. But now remember this. Each of the nations except Esau is going to have to serve out their servitude. Now, Esau is going to serve it out, but he's the only one that's slated to be destroyed completely off the earth. You don't read about the other 16 nations, you know what I mean? Or whatever that's going to be destroyed off the earth. You read about him serving out and then being destroyed. So those other nations going to have to be accepted somewhat. You got to be accepted to go ahead and serve that servitude. Go ahead and pick that cotton because we like to dress. So you're going to have to do that forever or as long as whatever that is. I don't know how long forever is. I ain't been there, but whatever it is, that's how long you're going to do it. But the point is, Amalek can't come under what was given for us. Because Moses said, I'm going to have war with him forever.
Right.
Through the generation, from generation to generation to generation. So he can't, even if he was, what they do is when Amalek keeps the Sabbath, he doesn't realize that he's cursing his own soul. Because if you keep a law that wasn't meant for you, then you sinning, you cursing yourself. Because it wasn't meant for you. So by them trying to do it, they're actually cursing themselves. However, I know what you were getting at with that scripture. If a man follows the Most High's law to the T, the way he's supposed to be, doesn't matter if he's not Israel. Wouldn't the Most High being that he's not a respecter of persons? Wouldn't there have to be some type of acceptance for that man? But then you got to go back to the question: what was the acceptance of Israel? And then match that up with the acceptance for the other nations who might be doing, let's say, the right thing, quote unquote. They don't match up. No matter how you do it, they don't match up. So there's no way possible that they could be accepted the way Israel is going to be accepted. There's no way possible. There's no way possible, especially Amalek. When he said, he didn't even say, I'm gonna accept them at some point, or I'm gonna, I'll allow them. Now he said, I'm gonna have war with them from generation to generation. So that wipes them off the table right off bat. They out of the picture right off top.
And to back you up, Chief Priest, that's Psalm 14:3. They are all gone aside. They are all together become filthy. Salakia, that's not what I was looking for. Isaiah 40:15. Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as the small dust of the balance. Behold, he taken up this isle as a very little thing. So that's how the Most High looks at them. They're like spittle. They're nothing compared to us.
So then we got to ask ourselves, how could they come under that Acts, that verse in Acts, if he thinks this about them, if he calls them this, if this is how they look to him? You gotta say to yourself, well, that must mean something different. Or who was he talking to? Like the chief priest brought out, our people that was scattered all over the place. Because I ain't sharing the kingdom with nobody.
Right.
Not Amalek, not Elam, not. Well, I mean, you're gonna be outside the house or whatever, doing what you're supposed to do, but that's about it.
Right. And I got a different direction. Go ahead. Salaki, go ahead, ICR.
I remember in 2 Kings chapter 8, chapter 17, the other nations, they had a chance to live in their kingdom when Israel, got kicked out. Yeah. And what happened? The Most High sent lions against them. And it says, they couldn't fear the Lord. So the fear of the Most High was not in them. Even after the priest was sent to teach them, they still were worshiping their own gods. Mm-hmm. So it's just not in them. Like they don't have that spirit. And the scripture says that the chosen were chosen from before the creation of the earth. So
Most
High put that spirit. Yeah, the Most High put that spirit in us to serve him from before the creation. So
right.
Go ahead,
bro.
We just gotta get back to it.
I was going to bring up 1 Samuel 15:2. Thus saith the Most High of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did unto Israel, how he laid wait for him in the way when he came up from Israel. If they want to be a part of it, why didn't y'all help us out? Why didn't y'all provide an escort for us? Y'all was waiting to backstab us as soon as we got away from the Egyptians.
They didn't want to let us come through their land. They didn't want to give us no water, no nothing.
So man, forget y'all, man. Stop playing with me.
And here's the other thing. I got another direction with this, right? Let's think about it. In a household, we're going to talk about a righteous household. We're going to use our forefathers as an example. You got Jacob. Isaac had Jacob and Esau, right? And it said that Jacob favored Esau, right? So the Bible also said Jacob was a righteous man. So that meant everything that Jacob learned at one point in time, his father was teaching them the same.
Good.
Somewhere or another, Esau chose to go off to the left. Same thing with Ishmael. Abraham loved Ishmael, and he taught him some things. But guess what? They all went off into idolatry and did not follow it. That's why the scripture says that all the nations that will not come up to keep the feast of the Most High, that they're going to be put to death. And he's going to send a famine and a plague through their land. What is the feast of, the Feast of Tabernacles?
Tabernacles.
Tabernacles. If they don't come up, they're going to be put to death.
They should come up and be put to death.
Yeah.
And you know what? Let's check out what the chat is saying. Wood and Water saying, and welcome to the chat, brother. Shabbat shalom. He said they did a gay march in the Most High City.
Oh, yeah. Did y'all check that out?
I don't even watch no more.
Yo, Israel is one of the gayest countries right now. Yo, it's weird.
Yeah.
I've been watching it for a while. Yo,
I think they got the biggest
one of the gayest cities on the planet, bro.
God, they got the biggest gay parade.
Palestine. It's like, yo, y'all mad.
No, man. Ain't no love for the other side.
Yeah, they do be having a little rainbow. They be having the little rainbow flags and stuff with the shield on it and everything. I'll be seeing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You taking the Most High's colors, man. You wildin'.
But notice they only use 6 colors on their flag, but when the real rainbow is 7.
It's a good point. Good point.
So they know what they're doing. They know they're abominations, man.
D Moore 914 says they've been doing that. You're right. I've been checking it out for a minute. They've been doing that.
Yeah.
They got them little hats on and they shaking it. You know, it's wild. Yo, that's some wild stuff right there, man. Them little hats be wilding.
Con. Let me see. I think we had maybe a couple more, and then I know we're already on the 2-hour point. I know brothers got to start getting out to camp. Let me see.
Wood and Water.
Let me see.
He saw downstairs playing Frank Sinatra in London.
Hey, Asha Shabbat to that brother over in London, man.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Right.
That's funny.
Right. I think we addressed that one because it kind of ran into that same question. Let me see.
Oh my goodness. It's some funny stuff right here.
Okay, we addressed the real Jew, that brother. We did talking about he needed godly counsel. So we addressed that. Let me see. We addressed the brother Roderick. Let me see. Okay, the sister Wanda says, I need prayer then because I'll be like Yahweh, please don't. Oh, wow, I think that was lucky. We gave her flowers. We gave her flowers for that. So here's the question by the brother D Moore 914. Do y'all believe Yahweh will have a new name in the kingdom, according to Revelation 3, since he already saved Israel? Yeah, we got some feedback somewhere. Oh, somebody that's on Barack with his earpieces.
Barack and his Fed piece.
Wow. He just dry snitched you.
Yeah.
Revelation 3?
Yeah. Well, my first question is, brother, Are we saved, Jack?
Well, technically, not really.
No, I mean, Yahushua, yes, he died for us to save us, but the saving portion he hasn't returned.
Yeah, I mean, you ain't gonna automatically die now if you sin. So you kind of got saved from that. Although there are ways that still can happen, but technically you ain't automatically die now.
Yeah, he saved you from being stoned to death and being cut off forever. But now our salvation hasn't come yet. America is not our rest.
Right.
Go ahead, Chief Rishar. You were saying something?
Nah, good.
Okay, kind of. So he's asking about the new name and all of that. Well, what is a name? A name can sometimes it can be a title, a description. You know, like the Most High, he's got tons of characteristics. So me myself, I won't. For me, I'm waiting to see what the name's going to be. If it's going to be an actual change of name, but I might just believe he's going to have many names. The Mighty Counselor. And it's going to have all those different descriptions of himself. So he'll probably have many different names like we see now. Emmanuel, Hosanna, referred to as Shiloh in the scriptures. You know, he's going to have a couple. Yeah, he's got a few names. So I just believe it's going to be more or less just one name that's just going to glorify him. You know, that's going to encompass all. You know what I'm saying? Like we say God, we say Lord, we say Elohim. You know what I'm saying? Then we have the name Yahweh, you know?
That's weird. I never thought about that.
Yeah, I really haven't either. You know, it's not been a topic of study, but I thought about that before, you know? Just the same way that we know that the Most High does not have no mass factory of angels up there producing souls. It's not a mass warehouse like we see on earth where there's souls being created every second of the day. It's not happening like that.
I mean, Acts 4 and 12, but I don't think that covers it though. But I don't think that I mean, because I never really heard that before.
Right. He says Yahushua means to deliver or save. So I'm guessing in the kingdom it's going to change since he's already delivered into the kingdom.
That's a good question.
Yeah. That's
a damn good question.
Come. But right now, man, remember Christ said that he that endures to the end shall be saved. Right. So technically, we're not saved. We're not in salvation yet. We haven't received salvation yet. The other nations are not bowing down worshiping us. They're not saying surely the Most High is with y'all and y'all surely are wise and great people. That is not happening. That's part of our salvation. Go ahead.
And this is where you have different schools use this and say, oh, so therefore we can't. The Hebrew is wrong. The Hebrew is not good. Now we Hebrew Israelites, we don't have no form of Hebrew. We don't have Hebrew when we get to the kingdom then. So right now, English and Spanish Israelites.
Hey, honestly though, that brother brought up a good scripture, man. That Revelations 3 and 12.
Yeah, kind of.
That will make you think.
Good.
Hey, read that real quick. Put that up there. You bought this Baba Kushar. That's interesting.
Kind of one kind. Barak, don't you got your screen share up already?
God, I got it.
Okay, got another one. There it is.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 3, verse 12. Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my power. And he shall go out no more. And he shall go no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my God, and in the name of the city of my power, which is the New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of the heaven from my power, the Most High. And I will write upon him my new name. What's the name?
I'm going to say something that I haven't said in a long time. I think you might got me on that one. I gotta look at that again. Yeah, I'm gonna revisit this question. I don't care what we're talking about next time. I'm gonna revisit this question.
Hey, this could be a part of.
We could be talking about lettuce, and I'm gonna do this one right here.
Hey, this could be our sparring match tonight.
Con.
Yeah, I gotta look at this again because it does say I will write upon him my new name.
Because I have an answer, but that old school answer, it's not sitting right.
Don't do it.
That's why I didn't say nothing.
Don't do it.
That's why I didn't say nothing. You know, if I ain't sure, I ain't saying nothing. But like I said, we could spar about this one tonight.
Right. Is this the same thing that we're seeing over here in Isaiah 62 and 2? And the Gentiles shall see thy righteousness, and all the kings thy glory, and thou shalt be called by a new name, which the mouth of the Most High shall name.
Shoot.
It's like the same thing almost.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. It leaves it open-ended. And it's almost like you got the to be continued almost
Right.
type of thing going on.
Yeah, but Hebrews 13:8 says that Yahweh Shai is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Yeah.
So is that talking about who he is or his name?
Right. That's what I'm thinking is more or less in regards to his characteristics, because that same questions in Revelations 2 and 17.
Oh, the language. Everybody's not on the same page. Hebrew.
Yeah. Well, hey, what was that one you brought out? Isaiah what?
Yeah. What is that?
Isaiah 62 and 2.
Isaiah 62 and 2?
Yes, sir. And it says, and the Gentiles shall see thy righteousness, and all the kings thy glory, and thou shalt be called by a new name, which the mouth of Yahweh shall name.
But that's talking about us, right? Being called a new name.
God, that's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm kind of like where I'm at with it. You know that.
That's talking about us having a new name. But as far as Yahweh Shai having a new name, I don't know.
Right, Con. There's another question on here. I'm trying to find it, man. It's a real powerful question because
I think it's a good question.
Yeah, it was the spar, and it was a question about Yahweh Shai. Hold on, let me find it. Hold on. Okay. Who was it? Somebody asked that question. Where was it? No, it was. Give me a second. I know the comment's still here. It's that there's so many questions and a lot of stuff in this chat. Let me go. Okay, is this it right here? Blue star? No. It's coming up. And shalom to the sister Neva Lorraine. Anybody else I missed? D. Miller. Tony Sistrunk. Shah Shabbat. Where's that question? Because the sisters who was asking the questions about marriage and all of that, I saw her and the brother kind of going back and forth about it. It's interesting because I actually preached this question not too long ago either. Where did it go? Come on.
That's right. Rings are a Greek tradition. That's right. That had nothing to do with us.
Right.
Go.
Okay, I know this question is coming up. Okay, here it is. Well, he made the statement, some people believe Solomon was Yahweh Shai, but that's a different story.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, and then the sister Evelina, and then the sister Evelina replied, Solomon couldn't have been Yahweh Shai. Solomon sinned. Yahweh Shai was pure with no blemish.
Definitely a good point. That's it right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, come.
But I mean, I don't know too many people who is of that thought right there anyway, that Solomon was Yahweh Shai. There's not too many people now because that's been expounded on quite a bit, but maybe some people still do, I guess.
Yeah, I've heard it a few times in my day. It wasn't a subject of interest to me.
Yeah, back in the days, I remember back in the days, that was heavy. That was heavy in rotation. You don't hear it too much now, but it's good to keep sharp on that.
Doesn't Yahweh Shai spirit like keep on, getting kind of regenerated though, like within different people, like that same type of spirit? I think in the scripture. I know that like Adam, kind of was the first iteration, and then like spiritual Adam is basically Yahushua. But I think there was another verse though. I gotta get that though.
Oh, this is a good question too.
This one right here. Okay.
Shaka O'Kelly. But it's an easy answer. No, Shaka. I didn't say Tashaka. Yeah, they are brothers, but one was chosen and one was not. So technically, he would be Yasharala because he came out of the same father, but that don't make no difference. He wasn't chosen.
But actually, no.
Why not?
Because you remember, Jacob was Israel, and his son down that line was Israel.
Wait, what?
Down the line of Jacob. But remember with Esau is just basically just a brother, but he's just on the outside. He's actually classified as still a Shemite, but actually a Hebrew, but not an Israelite.
Right, he can't be an Israelite. It's not possible. Jacob is the forebearer of the Israelites.
Right, but I mean, okay, but I mean, he would still be Hebrew, wouldn't he?
Esau is still Hebrew, and he's still Hebrew.
Okay, I stand corrected then.
But not an Israelite.
I stand corrected.
Gun. So I guess that would go right back to what I was saying, because he's even asking about Ishmael. It would go back to what I said about Abraham teaching Isaac and Ishmael, and then Jacob teaching, and Isaac teaching Jacob and Esau.
Right. Now,
right. Go ahead.
Remember, Israel didn't come in. The name Israel didn't come into play yet. During the time.
Right.
Remember, he was called Abraham the Hebrew. So basically, you'll have Ishmael. He will be still considered a Hebrew because he come from the lineage from Abraham. He would still be considered a Hebrew. He would still be considered Shemitic, but he's not of the chosen seed.
Right.
Con. Yeah, the brother D. Moore says people believe Adam was Yahushua too. Adam sinned.
No,
that was because of the way the scripture worded it. But that was the way the scripture worded it when you looked at how it talked about Adam and the first whatever. That's
first Adam and
first Adam and all that, Christ being and the first Adam and the second Adam. That's because of the way the scriptures worded it. But nah.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah. So
because he couldn't have been there when Adam was there if the Most High gave him all power as his word to do all things. The Most High didn't get off his throne to make the earth and the universe and the stars and the quasars and all of these things under the heavens and above the heavens.
And clearly Adam backed us up. So
Christ said the Most High gave him power to do all things.
That definitely couldn't have been Yahushua.
So we got a question from Israel Lewis. Why is there two Jesuses? What do you mean? Are you talking about the Apocrypha?
I read the comments. He talking about it in the
okay.
Right. We got to remember names are interchangeable. Now, when you look at Joshua, you go into the Hebrew, it's still Yahushua, Savior. So and then you have Yahushua, the Savior. So names are interchangeable. You going into the scriptures, you'll even see nations with a lot of names that Israelites have. So names are interchangeable. Now, when you read about like you go in the Bible outside the Apocrypha and what they call the New Testament, you'll read about Simon Bar Jesus. You'll read about him. You also read about Simon Bar Jonah. Your names will turn around. Names will turn around and be interchangeable a lot of times, as far as people. Because remember, people actually named their children after certain events that was happening during the time that the children were born.
Yep. Right. So if he's referring to the one in the Apocrypha, he's talking about Sirach 50 and 22nd. Yahushua, the son of Sirach of Jerusalem, has written in the books the instruction of understanding and knowledge without of his heart poured forth wisdom. So no, that's before Christ, before the Mashiach, right? That's during the Greek times. So it's two different timestamps. So it's just a common name, like Chief Priest said.
Right. Yeah. Those were common names. Just like today, how many people you see walk around with the name John?
Mm.
You go in our 10 Tribes community. How many of our children? How many of their children name is Jesus?
Yeah, I was about to say that. I was about to say that.
How many of them their children name is Jose, which is Hosea.
God.
So yeah, names are prevalent.
Yeah, names have meaning. Yeah, Khan. And you're right, D Moore 914. Yep, there's definitely talking about not Yahweh Shai, but different people in different timestamps, timelines.
Right.
Right. That's the
And
one thing we gotta remember too.
And then when you look at was reading Ecclesiastes 50 and what was that 24, 54? 26, 27 when you was reading about the Jesus the son of Sirach.
Yeah, that was 50 and 27.
Right. Now if you go back to the prologue in Ecclesiastes, you'll see who Sirach is. So yeah, names you have many examples. Names do go back and forth.
Khan.
Yep, it's right in the prologue. Khan. Let me see. Let's see anything else. Let me see. Okay, this brother asked who are the modern Canaanites. I guess, yeah. These are some great questions, man. There's some great questions.
Now, is that according to history or is it according to the Bible? Even though the Bible's a history book, there may be some different information. Because I mean, remember, so many people been kicked out of that land and planted in that land.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
All the migrations, all the wars, conquerings.
And
go ahead.
Your journey through time.
You got to go back in the timeline.
Yeah, because and here's the thing. There are brothers over there on the continent of Africa that can trace their lineage many generations back.
Oh yeah.
But for us over here in America, I'm not gonna sit back and say, oh, this dude a Hamite and this dude Shem. I don't want to be ignorant doing that, But what I will tell you is that if you look in the land of Ethiopia, right? If you go back in the book of Genesis, and I can't remember clearly, but I remember having this discussion because I had someone, an elder, trying to debate me on something that was just biblical, and he wanted to debate me because he was trying to say, no, those Africans, them Hamites, them, them bones in their neck, drinking cow's piss and doo-doo and all of that. So when you go in the book of Genesis, right, there were two different Havilas. There was one that was a Hamite, one of the sons of Ham or grandsons of Ham named Havilah, and then there was a second Havilah who was a grandson of Shem. And they both kind of settled into that land of Ethiopia or around that whole landmass or the borders over there. They settled in at around the same time. So you had some Shemites settled up over in the land of Ethiopia, and then you also had some Hamites over there. And obviously the Hamites were the more populated people over there. So that's just give you a little bit of history about how people are in different lands can be labeled this and labeled that. What do they label us? Black, African, at one point in time, African booty scratchers, monkeys, Magilla gorilla, grape ape.
Until, of course, you shave down a gorilla and you really saw what they look like underneath.
You like an old white man in a nursing home.
Yep.
Last I checked, we ain't have the thin white lips. Last I checked.
If you ever noticed that this part between their nose and their top lip, it usually drops down when they get older.
Well, I mean, look, you got people today that believe that the people in the Lebanese people are the ancient descendants of Canaan, because of the wars or whatever, the migrations from the Assyrians and all that kind of stuff. So, so many people been in and out of that land and the migrations and it's you got to go way back, man.
Yeah. I mean, there's some good books out there, man. We got the books. But
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's too much of a wide open question to really answer.
To just nail it down.
Right, because you can look over in Nigeria. You got the Ashanti, you got the Igbo over there, but then you also got the Hausas. The Hausas are the ones that have been oppressing our people in that land for many, many, many generations. But for me to be able to go up in there and say, hey, this guy is a Canaanite and this guy's is not. Come on, man. We we're all dark melanated people, man. We have similar features in some aspects.
But yeah, in some aspects. But we can't dismiss Exodus 11 and 7.
That says what?
I
had a look at the difference between the Egyptians and the Israelites.
Yeah. Right. Sorry, man. I'm working on no sleep.
Your
face, bud.
Huh?
I see it in your face.
Yeah. And so it was written, the first Adam was made a living, and the last Adam was made a quickening spirit. So why was he called Adam, the last Adam?
Yeah, right.
When Adam started out, what was Adam?
Adam.
He was perfect. He was perfect in everything. He was perfect in wisdom. He was perfect in grace. He was perfect in knowledge. He named all the animals. He was perfect. So the last Adam likely had to be perfect. And was he? Absolutely.
And then the Bible said that when he made man, he called their name Adam.
That too.
So which Adam are you referring to?
Well, that one I believe he was referring to, the man and the wife, because when they get together and they become one flesh. I believe that's what he was talking about. I got to go back into that one because we haven't talked about this in a minute. Years and years. I believe that's what it was. Somebody gonna check me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna hear about it later.
I don't see any more questions. We're coming up on about 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
I think it's time to probably go ahead and wrap up.
Yeah,
this was good.
Yeah,
we had some better bangers than last week, man.
Yeah, but we took the whole Q&A up on that one question though.
Yeah.
Last. Yeah.
There was some great questions, man.
Definitely.
Wonder said, picture us in the kingdom of the Most High. In the kingdom, Most High is willing to have in this class.
Right. Come.
Yeah.
That'll be crazy, right?
Hey, I can't picture it because the scriptures tell us that when we get no man can neighbor anymore. So I can't picture that. But it will be funny, just as a carnal thought.
I just got several questions I'd like to ask him.
Come.
He's
2.5. That's all. See, one woman told us the other day to stay on the class for 8 hours.
I remember that.
Y'all got 7 more hours.
8 hours. We be vegetables.
I just looked at it and was like, Wonder always got something to laugh about.
We would be vegetables if we did that.
We almost did 3 hours yesterday.
But you know what? Hey, Shaw, you remember when we used to have those long classes in Vermilion?
Exactly.
So that did happen quite a bit.
Class was over at 8.
Yeah, that did. As a matter of fact, camp, everything got put on the back burner.
We was too tired to go to camp. Our brain cells was fried.
I remember them days, man.
And it was just us going back and forth.
And you know who started it?
That's sure.
Yep. Satan has a question.
Not exactly.
Yeah. You remember that?
I was saying that to you last week.
Yeah.
Satan has a question.
I was like, I just want to know. Just want to know.
God.
That's it.
Oh, okay.
I likewise to the brothers and sisters out
Yeah,
there. Enjoy
y'all high fiving each other, saying, "Oh, you made it too." That's what's up. Shalom.
Oh, man, I might not never stop high fiving.
Right?
I make it.
I'll be high fiving in my sleep.
And I tell you right now, we get into the kingdom. I see one dude or one woman, one little kid with a golden calf or anything. You out of here. I'm taking you out of here.
Hey, this is the break time, but we should do it one day. The AOC meltdown. The last person standing gets a trophy.
Oh, word.
Yo, that would be crazy. I kind of like that idea.
Yeah. She don't have the slightest clue.
I kind of like that. It's been a long time since we did that. I kind of like that idea.
Man, I don't know if my sleep apnea gonna let me do all that.
I got it too, man. Just you'll be fine.
Good.
Be all right.
Latoya says, I so
miss Familiar. Con. Days.
Con.
That was some wild stuff right there, man. We ain't had no behavior over there in that school.
Man, the unthinkable happened in there.
Yeah.
Throwing, chair throwing.
Hey, Shaka. I don't know if you know, but Chief Priest Sean and Bond, he knows some of your brothers.
Oh.
He knows Shah Sham. Yeah, they know Kunaf. They know them brothers over there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they know them brothers very well. Yeah, come. Yeah, the brother, he studies with FOP and all of that, Good brother.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what's the name? Zabat.
No, Kunaf. Kunaf Shah Sham.
Kunaf. Yeah, Kunaf. Yeah.
No, I'm not trying to do that. Hey, Barack, take your screen share off. I almost kicked you off the stream by mistake. Real Jew at Beverly Place. A to the man. One of the main reasons I moved to NYC. All praises.
All praises.
I ain't moving to NYC.
Whoa.
Anyway,
hey, real talk. Y'all got too much body of water around y'all, man. That's the main thing. That's why I never moved down to Houston.
Yeah.
I lived in California for a period of time, but I lived very, very, very far away from the beach.
Yo, it's funny you said that because I live right off of the bay, Jamaica Bay. So I live right off of there.
Wow.
I'm right. Kennedy Airport, right? I could walk there if I felt like it.
Yeah.
I could walk there. 8 minutes, I'm there.
Right, yo, Bun. Latoya Skilmer says you used to tease and call it country back then in Vermilion.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir. I remember now. That's wow. Shalom.
Wow. Shalom.
Wow, I do remember. I do. Wow.
Wow.
I didn't mean it though.
Yes, you did.
Hey, Shaka, you ain't gotta apologize.
No. It's all good, King.
You did nothing wrong, man. Even though the brother, you ain't gotta apologize for that brother. Don't worry about it, King. You good.
It's all good, King. It's all good.
Done.
The water, sis. The water.
Come.
All praises, Most High. Why y'all was shot?
Come. So, man, we thank y'all for tuning in for another Saturday Q&A. Don't forget to support our brothers on the Wednesday night class with the brothers out of Cleveland. Friday night Shabbat class with me and the brother Barack. And again, next Saturday, around 12 noon, 1 o'clock, depending on how the spirit is moving. Tuning in with us again. And also Shalom and a Shabbat to the brother Oscar Santiago. Brother definitely
Con.
been reaching out and keeping in tune. That's the brother from New Jersey trying to get up with brothers.
Bro, I wanted to ask you what happened with that.
Con.
Yeah, the brother.
Did you put him in touch with Daniela?
He still needs a follow up.
Oh, okay.
We'll talk about it off camera.
Con.
So likewise, King, may the Most High bless you and your family. Wanda says AOC is the best. I'll cut off an ear for y'all. See, I told you about that, sister. See, I don't play with me. I'll cut you.
She's gonna do whatever she get her hand on first.
Here's a question. Here's a question for next time. Speaking of that, who remembers the guy's name who Peter cut the ear off?
I do.
Nobody ever remembers his name.
I do.
So that's
I'm talking to you.
Put that in the chat. Put that last one in the chat.
I'm not talking to y'all if y'all know. But no, every time I ask that question, nobody knows off top.
You say Baraka be on top, be on it. Baraka.
Yeah.
Baraka.
That's all good.
Baraka. He got his back.
Barack,
Yeah, let's get it.
Barack, AKA, don't play with me.
Good.
Call him Rock.
Hey, Barack is a powder keg waiting to explode, man. You got to keep that brother
He
calm.
still is.
I am. I'm working on it, man. I'm working.
You want
Don't worry about it. I'm with you. But yeah,
I'm ashamed. This is twice in 2 weeks.
what?
Hey, you want to run that question again, Chief Priest of Bomb?
Who? The guy that Peter cut the ear. I can't even speak English now. The guy.
Say it in Greek. Impress everyone. Say it in Greek. Impress everyone.
Yo, you know, I ain't done that in. No, man, I couldn't probably say one word no more. We don't do that no more. We should. Hishad does, but that's another story. The guy who got his ear cut off when they came to get Yahushua, what was his name? And what was his position? I'll tell you because I'm not going to tell you the answer, but years ago, it was Heshah who hit me with that question. And from then, I never forgot it. For some reason, I hit everybody with that question. Yeah, Shaw, don't say nothing, Shaw, man.
I'm not so good.
Yo, Shaw always want to, he always want to just, you know what I mean? You'll be doing too much, bro.
What I do? I just sit here with a smile.
You was about to say the answer, weren't you?
No.
All
I still everybody put it in the chat. I said
All
that when you first asked the question.
Yeah, so we can come back with that next week if the most says out. Good day to you too, King.
Look at
somebody got it already?
It's the mother.
All right. The next one gonna be harder.
Kind. All praises. That's right.
I was just getting my feet wet. I be trying to take it easy on y'all, but now it's war.
Yeah, they say Shar don't forget anything.
Oh, yes, I do. And I bet
not when it comes to scriptures. Not when it comes to scriptures. No way.
I might get a brain freeze here there because going so fast.
Honestly, I ain't never see it. I'm not saying you won't have it, but I ain't never see one. And I've known you how long?
Right, yeah, he was a servant of the high priest, Khan, my mother Bathalia, correct.
Yo, they not playing, man. The sisters ain't playing games.
I'm saying it's the sisters is
They
on.
not playing games.
Hey, y'all should have seen them in the chat last night.
Sweet. Woo.
If you was reading the chat from last night, class Chief Priest of Bond, Sister Wanda and Mother Bathalia, they was going in last night, talking about their guns, and we're talking about abuse and things like that,
Right.
Protecting ourselves and what's been going on with the Buffalo shootings, and then
Right. Yeah, come. Well, once you talk about guns, I could talk. That's when we could do the last man standing. I can talk about that all night.
Oh, see, look, Wanda, she's okay. She's spamming the chat. She's trying to keep us on here
Oh,
See, she just busted herself out. See, she told on herself. Guilty.
Oh, we do.
But we actually enjoy our time with y'all, fam. Really. We really do. You know, that was a great time to be with y'all.
Con. I like being a new addition to this.
yeah.
Busted.
No.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Much as it pains me, we're gonna go ahead and end the stream. We'll see y'all on Wednesday night, and keep our nation in prayers.
Con.
Keep our brothers in prayers and our households and our sisters and everybody that's out there suffering. We say Shabbat Shalom to the 12 tribes scattered abroad.
Shabbat Shalom.
I think I'm gonna join y'all Wednesday.
Oh, somebody see they try to sneak one in, brother. You got to say that for next week.
So going in, hold on.
See? He says, where in the Bible was Jesus referred to as being what?
A
As
practicing
being
witch. Was it for saying drink?
Drink and
Oh,
eat
and eat the body. Drink and eat the
Oh
body.
yeah.
Yeah, but that, yeah. Oh, yeah, we could get into that next. Yeah, we can get into that.
They was referring to cannibalism.
Right, con. He wasn't speaking literal.
Right. That's why the 80 disciples left.
Right, con.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Just the 12 that remained.
Love you too, sis.
And it was the same thing, and a similar thing is what happened with David and Bathsheba when the Most High was judging him. When the Most High said, because of what thou hast done, thy wives shall be ravished.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, it was speaking metaphorically. It was just to show him, exactly what his error was and the type of pain he would feel. But yeah, that's what they was talking about, man. Yahweh Shai wasn't being literal, So yeah, that's what was going on with that. That was an easy one. All right, man. We're gonna have to get up out of here, man. We see y'all.
Shalom, Shabbat.
Shabbat, everybody. We love you as well. Shalom, family. Mashpakah. See, there she go. See, there she go. Yeah, we out. All right, Shabbat. All right, shalom, fam.
Good. That's cool.
Oh,
that's cool.